Peter Miller, Hector Barrios, and John of the Kitchen wanted me to ask him this question. This is not coming out of nowhere. Do you have any nasty habits?
Well, according to my wife and how angry she got at me today, it seems like I do have a few.
Okay.
But I'm going to work on them. I promise I'm going to work on them.
All right, well, good you're out of the house for a little while to stay up late and watch Del Mar. Peter Miller, we expect to see a lot of wins from him this Del Mar meet. And again, teaming up with Hector Barrios, owned by Les Blake.
Yeah, first time on the turf here. He's going to get the job done. This horse came in from Churchill Downs. Then when Peter Miller bases a lot of his horses at San Luis Rey, when you see SLR on the bottom, it's about 23, 24 miles from Del Mar, so it's not a bad ship. He actually was the first guy that used to ship horses in from Del Mar and Santa Anita, and obviously his stable got big, so he's got stables everywhere, but 1380 on top. This first 5 is okay.
First time on the lawn, making the shift in career start number 20, and it pays off.
Well, look, it's Peter Miller in a turf sprint. Like, look, he won back-to-back turf sprints in the Breeders' Cup, right? He knows his way. Stormy Liberal and Belvoir Bay.
Pick 6 coming up next. It's a $2 Pick 6 at Del Mar. We'll dive in deeper momentarily. First, let's go back to Todd and Simon with a special guest.
It has been a privilege to come to the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. In my case, first time when I was 7, but for the last 27 consecutive opening days. And every time I've been here, this guy has been here. Talking about Josh Rubenstein, who is the president of the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. There is something about opening day at Del Mar that reinvigorates the entire industry. Even though you've been to all these opening days, I can tell you're having a great time there along with the fans.
It's really special, Todd, and it's so great to welcome you and Simon and the Fox family. So we're really excited that you guys are here today. And you're right, with horse racing, it can get a little monotonous day after day after day, but when you come down to Del Mar for opening day, it just reinvigorates everybody, and it's truly special.
I mean, we have a hardcore fan base for horse racing, Josh, but this opening day here on the social calendar in San Diego, it's one everybody circles, correct?
Yeah, I don't think anybody went to work today at San Diego. I mean, a lot of people got the opening day flu, but no, the support that we get from the local community is incredible, and it's not just to the races. I'm sure you guys will be going out tonight, and you'll see it, hotels, restaurants, and bars. People just keep the party going. So, we're grateful to be a part of it.
And Del Mar realizes that there has to be something for everyone. So for those who are year-round horse players, you've adjusted the wagering menu. We've got a $3 all-turf pick 3, and on top of that, you've made it a low takeout. You have listened to your players.
Absolutely. We're always striving to be better, and that's one of the things we heard from the players. They like the $3 minimum. They like putting together those last 3 turf races, and of course the player-friendly 15% takeout.
And the other program that has grown is the Ship and Win. We just saw Peter Miller take advantage of that with a winner in the previous race. And you keep upping it next year, and the results are we keep getting horses out here.
Yeah, it really is incredible. $5,000 for your first start, and then on the turf, a 40% purse bonus, 50% on the dirt. And, all credit to our racing department led by Tom Robbins and David Jerkins, and especially David, who's out there hustling, and we're really seeing the dividends pay off.
And it'd be easy for you guys to sit on your hands here, but you're always reinventing yourself here. Back with an opening party here tonight, right? Isn't it just up the street?
Yeah. So at the Sound, which is actually right on the property, new entertainment venue. So a DJ by the name of Solardo. So I think there's 3 different, not including the one here, 3 different L'Auberge and Rancho Valencia. So it keeps going.
Josh, you mentioned the history we're making with these Fox broadcasts from Del Mar. This day would not have happened without you. We thank you for that. And I look around, you already deserve congratulations on what is a magnificent opening day. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And I also, this would not have happened without David O'Rourke and Tony Olivato and Mike Mulvihill at Fox. So special shout out to them, and look forward to seeing you guys back for Pacific Classic.
Can't wait. Josh Rubenstein, president of the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. Michelle, who you have?
Well, Todd, I'm joined by a great bunch right here. I have Pete and Evelyn Perella from Legacy Ranch, and also Rosa, who we're going to get to in a second, because you have a horse running today named Rosa's Miracle, and it is named after our friend Rosa. Can you tell us the story?
Well, we bought this horse at the sale. Terry and I picked it out. We bought the horse, and Todd, who's a dear friend of ours, we wanted to name a horse after his wife, who had a horrible accident, and 3 years she's she's just been a godsend, what she's accomplished. So we wanted to name a special horse after her. So we picked this horse out and we named it after Rosa. So we're hoping that good things happen today.
Rosa, you told me before the race that they said you wouldn't walk again after your accident?
Correct. I am paralyzed waist down, and by faith, community, friends like Pete and Ev, I have received so much support, so much love, that I have worked really hard with generous donations and therapy to be able to walk.
I love it. Standing here with me as well.
Yes.
And I love the buttons that you guys had made just for today. Can you tell me about them?
It is a complete surprise. It is a complete surprise. My friends, husband, and family kept this for a year under wraps. So it is such an honor.
The picture is Ben-Hur's chariot with the horse pulling, and the chariot is Rosa's wheelchair.
I love it. Super great. And Pete, real quick, just about this filly that you bought. Seemed like a really special one at the sale when I saw her last year. How great is the Calbred sale for the quality of horses that it can deliver?
Well, we've been a Calbred supporter for 30 years. We think it's a great program. We support it 100%. Doug Birch is our president, and he does a fabulous job. We got a great board, and we're trying to do everything we can to promote the Calbred program. We support the sales the best we can. Terry Knight's been very instrumental in us buying quality horses. We're fortunate that we have the financial strength to play at a higher end, and that's what we're trying to do, and we hope that we can provide something for the Calbred program. We've got a nice ranch up north. We've got 3 stallions. We're going to breed over 80 mares this year, so we're trying to do our part.
All right, well, we've got the heartstrings behind us. We've got a sales topper behind us, Greg, and hopefully it pays to be a Calbred.
It is a, Calbred 2-year-old filly sprint to start off the $2 pick 6 here on opening day. 5 furlongs, and we'll get to Rosa's Miracle momentarily. And there she is on the screen, front and center of the favorite right now, Inspiring Story. John Sadler trainee, and it will be Joel Rosario, who has shifted from New York to the West Coast, who will be aboard the favorite here. And we'll kick things off in the post parade with Les Please. Here's the one from the inside for Ed Freeman.
Yeah, Edward can absolutely get a horse ready to run first time out, especially at big prices.
Val Brinkerhoff with a first-time starter, the 2.
Yeah, filly by Stay Thirsty, who moved over to California a little while ago and has done tremendous work as a sire there.
Tijuana Money with experience. Start number 3 coming in from Turf Paradise.
Looks like a private purchase. I don't trust those races at Turf Paradise.
Looks like an angel debuting for Peter Urton.
Yeah, Peter about 9%. Usually he gives this horse a stop, but this horse might be ready to go, this filly.
Debuter on Broadway by Nashville, who was a pretty good sprinter in his day.
If you're going to play California, I think the National Turf Clocker report is a must-have. On Broadway has very nice works on that report.
There's Rosa's Miracle for John Sadler.
Yeah, Legacy Ranch, Michelle with the interview. All our hearts going out for Rosa.
Sauced Up, career start number 3, has hit the board in both so far.
Another one with some experience. Don't forget, they can be fast, but the experience counts.
Lee Hugh Princess for Steve Knapp.
Yeah, a horse coming for 4.5 furlong races might be an early factor.
Here is Manny for Gary Studi debuting.
Manny Franco, how did he get out there so fast?
A little different spelling.
Okay.
And Strident Miss from the outside debuting to close things out.
Yeah, this one's for Paula Capistro. Owns and trains. You know, I don't think this filly has a big shot at 37-1, but pay attention to her horses at the Del Mar meet.
We're going to take a timeout. 7 minutes to post in the first pick 6 of this Del Mar summer season here on opening day from where the turf meets the surf. We'll be back to kick things off in the pick 6 right after this. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the NyraBets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch and bet on live horse racing from over 300 tracks worldwide. Get expert picks, play live money betting contests, and boost your bankroll with daily promotions. NyraBets is the official betting partner of Saratoga Racecourse. Sign up now. New members use promo code SPA200 to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with NyraBets.
Passion, performance, and the pursuit of excellence. At West Point, the horses are the heart of what we do. The partners really are the soul.
The bar that they set is different than everybody else. This starts and ends with the care of the horses.
This is a real immersive experience.
The joy of traveling well is feeling at home, yet a million miles away from home. Discovering new flavors, or savoring the ones you already love. Not knowing what lies beyond the horizon, but knowing what matters most to you. This is the joy of traveling well. Oceana Cruises.
16-2, a big black colt. He's a horse that is built for speed. With Practical Joke, it really is a case of like father, like son.
It's domestic product kicking clear and opening up here in the stretch.
When he ran that speed figure of 106, we were under no illusions that we had a very exciting prospect on our hands.
Domestic product just in front, domestic product!
When you see horses like that who are capable of replicating the success of their fathers, that have the look that domestic product does, it gives you great confidence.
Naira Bets has all the summer tracks you want to play. Become a Naira Bets account holder today. We got a special $200 deposit match bonus. And find out more about it at NairaBets.com. It's America's Day at the Races. The first time we've been out on site at Del Mar. It's opening day of the 2026 summer season. I'm Todd Trupp. Very pleased to be with Simon Bray. Michelle Yu is out here reporting for us. And we're watching the field warm up for race number 5, which is 3 minutes away. And Simon, the steam in this race, because you have a first-time starter in the 6 Roses Miracle, 4-1 in the morning line, currently our 2-1 favorite.
Yeah, horses getting all the play for trainer John Sadler, who was quoted earlier this week, said, my meet at Del Mar this year is going to be 2-year-old heavy, and it starts right here with Rose's Miracle by Corniche. The first season sires got off to a tremendous start, 3 for 11, 27% with his 2-year-old first-time starters.
There, a good sign of this race was the fact that we had so many also eligibles lined up here. You end up with a field of 10 and 4 horses scratched, so that speaks to the number of 2-year-olds out here this summer.
Yeah, it certainly does. Big population of 2-year-olds here. The barn area is full, over 2,100 horses back there, so we're looking forward to full fields. And Cowbred's line up here. On Broadway, the 5, I think, is another horse that deserves some look here at 5-1 with Umberto Rispoli looking for his 3rd win on the afternoon.
We're 2 minutes away from race number 5 at Del Mar. Michelle?
Guys, I'm joined by on-air analyst for FanDuel TV's Mike Joyce, one of my best friends. Actually, hi.
Nice to see you here.
I didn't recognize you without the cigar.
Well, I had one earlier. I thought I'd put it out before I came on.
All right, baby races approaching here. What do you like?
So first of all, the great story behind Rose's Miracle, remember there's 40,000 people here that don't know that story. So the action on the tote board is real. That is a filly who's absolutely looks like the real deal, and the morning workouts have franked it. However, the price is a little low. Go inside and outside. On Broadway, a first timer for George Papadromo, I think very, very live. And then the Felix Rondon horse to the outside and sauced up. 2 starts under the belt, almost cleared this condition twice. I think you really got to pay attention to this horse and use at a big number. And if Les Please hadn't drawn the rail, that would be my pick. I'm petrified of the rail draw for a first-time starter, but somehow Les Please can work out a trip from in there. I think that one's live at a huge number.
I kind of looks like an angel in here for Peter Urton. First timer by McKenzie, so we got an outside Sally in there for the Cowbred. Pete is capable with the debuters. I feel like this one had some really good morning works. Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything, but I saw the same workouts that you did. The horse looks very good in the paddock, composed, walked out here like they own the place. So I think on Broadway, certainly one that you pay, or excuse me, looks like an angel, certainly one you need to pay attention to. I just like the price a little bit better. It's very close on Broadway, 5-1, 4-1. Who knows if it doesn't come together a little bit when they get to the post. But the first timers in here are big unknowns. That's why sauced up to me at that number right now. He's at 7-1, 8-1. That could be your sneak play.
All right, well, we got a 3-horse exacta box going on for you guys. So best of luck here with the first baby race of the meet.
Simon, be honest, is it hard when someone says the word cigar at Del Mar?
Yeah, it certainly is.
For those of you who don't know, Simon, when he came over to the United States, was an assistant for trainer Bill Mott, who had the great cigar, who had one of the all-time great winning streaks happening, and then came here to Del Mar in the Pacific Classic. It came to an end. But that was one of the most raucous days ever in the history of Del Mar the crowd that came out here to see the great cigar.
They didn't limit the number of people allowed that day. Opening day or a Pacific Classic, there were well over 45,000 people here. There were actually people climbing up in some of these palm trees behind us to get a view. And once he was beaten, this place was like a mausoleum.
Yeah, I remember I was in South Florida. We were giving away coffee cups that said cigars still smoking, and all of a sudden you heard the coffee cups dropping in the grass. It's like, someone go clean that up. All right, they're approaching the starting gate for race number 5, 2-year-old racing underway at this meet. So a lot of talk about the first-time starters here. We saw selections for the 6, Rose's Miracle, the 5 on Broadway, and the 4 Looks Like an Angel. Is this going to be a first-time starter who wins?
I think it is. Down here, people save these 2-year-olds for Del Mar to debut them. I mean, look, they've all got good pedigrees, the 4, 5, and the 6. If you're strictly going off trainers first time out, percentages, Sadler wins everywhere here overall, the rest of this field. George Papadromo, great trainer, leading trainer here last fall, not one who's known to win first time out with 2-year-olds. Same with Peter Urton. He can get them done if he's got the goods. All 3 of those horses have been working very well, and they're by very good win-early sires.
Well, as you mentioned, California-bred maiden special weight company in here, but some familiar sires, some sires starting their stallion careers. The 6, Rose's Miracle by Corniche, who obviously had some huge races here at Del Mar, and then Nashville, who was lightning fast. He's the sire of the 5 on Broadway.
4 for 18 already with his offspring, and 3 for 11 as far as Corniche. They got off to a great start.
All right, the field moving into line for race number 5 at Del Mar. It is the start of today's $2 pick 6. And there, that horse going in right there takes some more money. The 6, Rose's Miracle, our 5-2 favorite. The 3, Tijuana Money, coming in from Arizona, is our second choice. About set to go with a couple more horses to load. Race number 5 from Del Mar here on America's Day at the Races. The voice of the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, Larry Colmus.
Money stepping up. Waiting for On Broadway and Strident Miss. On Broadway going in. Strident Miss up to the outside stall. And they're all in line. They're off. Money is sent for the lead on the far outside. Coming up the rail is Less Please, and Bistro is right up there too as they head up the backstretch. On Broadway now going up in between horses, and now the leader is Less Please. On Broadway up alongside second, Strident Miss is third, Tijuana Money fourth on the inside. Looks Like an Angel is fifth by about 4. Then Money outside of La Huy Princess, and down toward the rail it's Rose's Miracle. Then a break of another 2 lengths more. Back to Sauced Up and well behind the field. Slow starting Bistro. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Less Please on the inside. On Broadway on the outside, the 2 of them stride for stride as they turn for home. Strident Miss is next. Tijuana Money cuts the corner, tries to close in. 1 furlong to go. Less Please has the lead. Strident Miss on the outside, closing in on Broadway, and then Tijuana Money to the inside. Sauced Up down the center. Here comes Strident Miss alongside of Less Please. Less Please digs in. These 2, baby, Strident Miss. In a photo with Less Please, then Sauced Up third.
10-1.
Big balloons here in the 5th at Del Mar, trying to hold on in an upset would be the 1. Less Pleased, but a bigger upset, the 10, Strident Miss, appears to get up in the shadow of the wire at 40-1.
Massive prices here, bookends. Inside the 1, Less Pleased, the far outside the 10, Strident Miss, both by the sire Pavel here getting represented in the exacta. Who gets it? Watching live, Todd, I thought Strident Miss got up by a nose, but it is very, very tight.
And this is a horse that is owned, bred, and trained by Paula Capestro. She's been a consistent presence in California racing, and she has some homebreds that she does well with here, and this one may have just pulled off a shocking upset at 40-1. It is 10-1, 7-3, and the 5th at Del Mar, Greg Wolf.
1 leg in. I think we have a carryover going into Saturday, day 2 of the meet at Del Mar. Certainly looks like that after this upset. 40-1 from Strident Miss, just nailing the 1 Less Pleased for the victory here.
I think, the 1 got the best of the Bobs. I think the 10 was physically in front. I said in the post parade, Maybe not today, but watch Paula Capistro's horses, owns and trains. She had a horse win at Monmouth that she owned. A tighter look. It got really close here late. JK. Whew.
I'll tell you what, though. You know, you're not wrong, Wolfie, that this is the start when they have that $2 pick six of what it looks like.
It is the 10 posted. 10-1, 7-3, 40-1 start. I guess the good news is the pick 5 is next to start over.
Well, you know what, though? I'll tell you what. It's hard to do. It's expensive, the $2 minimum. I love a $2 minimum, don't get me wrong. It's expensive, but there could be the all button in a maiden race where people could be, you know, pretty skinny the rest of the way. So one more price, I think we'd be very confident to think they'll have a carryover on Saturday.
How'd you like to be Mr. Redham? Stands Pavel. He owned Pavel. He has the one. He gets popped by the other one. So I guess it's a little bit okay. Your sire beat you with stride and miss, but Les Please kind of buckled a tiny bit out of the gate, but an $80 winner.
So a 40-1 start to the pick 6 on opening day from Del Mar. We'll have the prices when we come back, and we'll look ahead to Saturday at the Jersey Shore in the Naira Betts Haskell, and a huge showdown, one of the most important races in the sport for 3-year-olds. And the return of Preakness winner Napoleon Solo, his first start back since that breakthrough win for trainer Chad Summers. And further ado, coming off a grade 3 win in the mat win for Brad Cox. Stay tuned.
Some places stay with you and make you want to relive every moment. These are the places you want to get lost in. The ones that feed your curiosity, blow your mind, and tempt fate. Places that make you keep coming back. Because every time you're there, anything feels possible.
Back with you on Fox Sports 2. Our coverage of opening day from Del Mar is brought to you by the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association. It pays to be Calbred. What a start to the pick 6 on opening day from where the turf meets the surf. We'll get those prices in a moment. The town, it is going to be wild after the races. It always is on opening day, and most weekends throughout the entire summer down there. Beautiful spot. If you've never been, it is or should be on your bucket list.
It's phenomenal. You're about 25 minutes from downtown San Diego, but you're also about 25 minutes from Encinitas, so you've got so many different, Solano Beach, so many different beach towns as well. If you want to get down to the Gaslight District, my favorite, there's a little Italy in downtown San Diego, Greg Wolf.
I'm sure you spent a few nights there having some nice cuisine. Sunsets, as you saw, nothing like them at Del Mar. Strident miss, 40-1 start, JK, to this pick six to run down this first-time starter from the Royal Les Please.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to start it if you have it. It's a sad way to start it if you don't. The horse has been working up at Santa Anita, and, you know, it's first-time starters. We see it here, you know, in Saratoga as well. You never know what you're going to get when they get out there and start going full speed.
$82 beginning, Paulie, to this pick six. Paula Capestro owns, trains, and bred this one as well. And there it is.
Yeah, the pick four is a little bit under 7,000, and the early pick five to start off the Del Mar meet, $51,000. Hopefully you live on 434510 lane. The lottery numbers.
Late pick five, many starting from scratch here. Mile and a 16th on the turf in this allowance optional claiming field. And we were talking off camera, Detain for Michael McCarthy. That was a very productive States debut, JK, one who's been in top level competition overseas.
Yeah, look, I mean, from afar, we spend a lot of time here in New York, but my love and admiration for Michael McCarthy goes across country. I think he is an outstanding trainer. He's an awesome guy. He's hilarious. Some people might not know that. But he's a very, very good horse trainer. If a horse runs well for him, I either expect the horse to continue to run well or even take another step forward. I like Detain in here. I think the 7's a little bit interesting. A horse I wouldn't let beat me in multi-race wagers, but the 4 will be my top choice.
All right, we're going to be saying that name a lot. We're going to be saying a few other names a lot as well. Phil D'Amato, we're going to have a feature on him later in the program also. Could be a big player in this late pick five to come, but Michael McCarthy bust out, we will see. In the Oceanside, Cinema winner from a couple of starts ago, and his big dog, Journalism. Preakness winner from last year, trying to get back in the win column as a 4-year-old in the San Diego this weekend. We'll have a preview to come.
Drain the clock, Jackie's Warrior, drain the clock by a head.
1,000,001, hit it in 1,000,001, 1,100,000, dividend 75,700. Mike, 700,000. 570,000. Thank you.
This is where it all begins.
These are the recruits for next year. They're going to be part of our roster, part of our team.
The pavilion, it was jam-packed. It has remained jam-packed.
Phenomenal feeling in the pavilion, on the grounds, in the back ring.
You have a chance to make 5, 10, 100x. Big sale with a lot of quantity, but they're going to sell over 4,000 horses here.
We had quality racehorses today, I believe, that will go on and we'll be reading about in years to come.
Keeneland sale. You got to be here.
Look at these two juveniles going at it, and it is Forte. It is Forte in front. Forte on to victory here in the Grade 1 hopeful.
The two of them coming down to the wire. Forte on the outside, and Forte to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
Forte starts to gather in the top horses. This is going to be very close, but the champion prevails. Forte wins.
Journalism is third now, continues the sustained run on the outside. They're at the top of the stretch in the Naira Betts Haskell. Gosker head in front, goal-oriented, trying to keep up. He's second. Journalism on the outside needs to quicken right now. 1 furlong to go. Gosker, goal-oriented inside, stubborn. Journalism, here he comes with those big, robust strides. Journalism, he's the headliner today.
This was Gosker saying, I am officially sick of you after getting run down in the Preakness in that jaw-dropping performance to re-rally to win that middle jewel of the Triple Crown. Defeat that horse, did it again to Gosker. Journalism in the Haskell. What a 3-year-old campaign he put together for Mike McCarthy. And JK, this year, his 3rd start coming up, he's trying to get his first win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I still think he's a good horse somewhere in there with Journalism. He was too impressive as a 2- and 3-year-old. And I'm hoping that he'll get back in the mix, but we got another Preakness coming. We got to find a new Preakness winner.
Paulie, Napoleon Solo. This was certainly a big performance, and a horse who ran such a big performance in the Champagne as a 2-year-old, kind of living up to it now.
Yeah, you can see Paco Lopez looking around. He had a ton of racehorse on this day. And listen, Chip Poncho came back to win, so it franks him a little bit. And yeah, maybe he is a serious racehorse. When I got to speak actually to Chad Summers when Dry Powder's in tomorrow too as well in the Molly Pincher against Splendora, they were raving how good Napoleon Solo has worked out of that race. He's definitely the one to beat.
Coming off a huge performance. We've not seen him since that Preakness. That was back on May the 16th. Paco Lopez will ride. He's got quite a field he's going to have to deal with. I would argue a much tougher field than that Preakness that includes Further Ado. Grade 1 winner who is obviously another level type horse, JK, at Keeneland, but a couple of big wins, graded stakes wins at Churchill as well.
Well, I think that sometimes you have young horses. They just happen to run well, and they have their small sample size. Maybe he's not a Keeneland horse. Maybe he was just good those 2 days that happened to be at Keeneland. He came back at Churchill Downs. He ran extremely well. I liked him in the Derby in a 20-horse field with a lot of question marks. He comes back. He runs better. I got to like him in a race that doesn't have 20 horses, and it's a little bit shorter in distance. I think he'll appreciate that 1 1/8.
How'd you feel, Paulie, about that Matt win?
I just think that Further Ado will run a little bit better. I think tomorrow. I think the racetrack will help him a little bit. I don't know if that's those sweeping turns. I think Keeneland, maybe the little tighter turns compared to Churchill Downs. Maybe that's why he likes it a little more. He's going to fire sooner or later at another racetrack, and it could be at Monmouth.
We have live coverage of the Haskell undercard all Saturday afternoon long. We hope you join us for that on Saratoga Live. It's going to be a very fun Saturday at the Jersey Shore, their biggest day. And you get a little win bet protection as well. Bet at least $20 to win on any one horse in the Grade 1 NYRA Bets Haskell. You get $20 back if your horse finishes second. Go to NYRABets.com. You have to opt in to take advantage of that promotion. As we return to Del Mar, 12 minutes away from the start of the late pick 5. It begins on the turf at 1 1/16. This allowance optional claiming field, and we talked about Detain, Group 1 placed in France, and the State's debut. And that was not only the State's debut, JK, it was off the bench as well for Michael McCarthy.
Yeah, that's what I think is so exciting about him. I think when you have a horse that comes into your barn and you run him for the first time, you learn a lot. You can only guess. You've seen their videos. You've heard from their previous trainer. You have a background of what the horse wants. You have him in your program, and then you walk them over there, and you hope that they take to it. You hope that they run well. And then once they have run well, then you know you're on the right track. You know what to hone in on. You learn what things you might need to fix. And I think when you have a good trainer like Michael McCarthy, you have to think the horse will take another step forward.
Here's a look at Watsonville, meanwhile, Paulie. Watsonville for Mark Glatt. So some big efforts in the past. He's been in some graded stakes company as well.
Yeah, it's type of horse that his running style looks like he wants to make one run. If you look at his last start, I think that's what he wants to do, just launch from way out of it. You know, the time before that, going 1 1/8 and 1.5 miles, kind of doles out his late kick. So going 1 1/16, kind of right in between for Watsonville, but you're getting that 12-1. Now, the Ford Detain, you know, when you look at that horse's last race, you know, I think Jonathan made a good point about Michael McCarthy. He takes his time with his horses. So I bet you that horse last time out, might have been 70 to 80% on full board. When you talk about guys that get their horses ready to pop with Del Mar meet, it's Michael McCarthy. Now that's the horse they're going to have to catch.
Meanwhile, yeah, the 7, we just saw a leg up there to the rider for Peter Urton, the trainer of Charlie's to Blame. JK, this one actually finished ahead of Detain when they met back on June the 7th.
Yeah, but like I said, I think there's an opportunity for Detain to improve, but you have to take into account that Charlie's to Blame did run well that day. They both got fast numbers. That was Charlie to Blame's second race with Lasix. We'll be running with Lasix here again today. I think it's a theme you got to keep an eye out for, whether you're here at Saratoga or across the country at Del Mar. Horses that are coming in and out of stakes races where they may or may not have Lasix, and I think this horse appreciates having those Lasix.
10 minutes to post parade coming up for the first late pick 5 of this Del Mar season. And a heavy favorite who just moves through the picture.
You know, the 4-horse here, Detain, has not won on the turf, 3 for 3 over synthetic. What do you do with that, Greg? Just a company that he's kept, obviously.
Group 1 placed overseas against better. I don't know. I think he's going to be very tough here. And Public does as well. Let's go to Michelle Yu for more.
And bust out. Thank you guys. Joined right now by Michael McCarthy with a pair in here. Detain, his U.S. debut was very good. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a very good effort. Looked like we could have used a little bit of cover that day. He might want a little bit more distance. The 3 turns here will certainly kind of help him, but obviously hopefully this leads to bigger and better things for him.
Maz looked a little bit warm here. Is that his normal demeanor?
That's him. He's his own worst enemy. He'll be fine once he gets out onto the racetrack. Obviously, Umberto having a very good day, so let's see if he can work his magic here.
Later on the Ocean side, you have Bust Out, who's the high weight in there. What happened in the American Derby?
Broke great that day, kind of found himself up near the leaders, turning up the backside. We went ahead, tucked in. When he tucked in, he sort of what we call switched off a little bit, lost interest. Flavien said he kind of started getting to work on him going to the quarter pole, and he picked it up mildly through the lane and galloped out well. A little bit of class relief here today, so looking to see if we can go a little bit better.
And then finally, journalism on the return tomorrow. How's the gorilla training in?
Yeah, he's doing very well. It's obviously nice to have a home game with him. He picks up and travels quite a bit, so to be able to run out of his own stall here will be nice.
What kind of effort are we hoping for?
Obviously, we're hoping for a winning effort.
Good luck, Michael.
Thank you.
A lot of eyes going to be on journalism in action in the San Diego stepping stone to the Pacific Classic and another crack at the Breeders' Cup Classic eventually at the end of the year. Here is Sarwar to start off the post parade for Dan Blacker off the claim.
Yeah, his best race, he got such a good trip. It's hard for me to take horses off of trips like that.
Second off, a long time away from Man Among Men.
Yeah, this one for Hall of Famer Richard Mandel and Ricardo Gonzalez aboard.
Here's Watsonville.
He came rolling late last time, but it feels like he got his set up.
4, the trainer you just heard from, the favorite Detain.
He is a 4-year-old, so there's a lot of improvement. He's the one they're going to have to hold off late.
Scipio, a lot of changes, new gelding, blinkers off.
Yeah, I mean, you taking the blinkers off, the equipment change can always wake one up. Let's see if that works for this one.
The last time he made that equipment change, he was in the winner's circle. Game Warrior at 8-1.
Yeah, this is the first time this horse has been back in not a stakes race in a long time.
Speed with Charlie's to blame, and again the 7, the one who finished ahead of Detain when they met June 7th.
They ran really well that day. This is one of the 2 horses that I think can win.
Another from the Michael McCarthy barn. Here's Maz.
Yeah, talking about Umberto Rispoli having a great day. And, you know, Michelle's saying a little bit hot in the paddock, but that's him.
Ron Ellis, blinkers off, War at Sea.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think this horse was impossible. He has had 2 races, and before that, he didn't run since 2024.
Graded stakes placed in the past. And then here's Tempest Velotte, Leonard Powell trains.
Yeah, Leonard's such a good trainer. I mean, this horse does love Del Mar. I think this is the long shot here, 21-1.
Wow, does the 11 look good? Game face on, Irish Prophet for the tremendous Neil Drysdale.
He's going to need a game face drawn way out there.
Tough post, no question. 6 minutes away from the late pick 5 as we go back to Todd and Simon.
Maz, more meatloaf. Maz, and this race sits up on the board right now at 6-1, and Simon will be coming back after having not raced since Thanksgiving of last year. But when we saw this horse as a 3-year-old, had some good performances. Let's take a look back to the Twilight Derby, because this horse made a big run for second to a very nice winner.
Yeah, I think, look, if he repeats this race, I think he gets the job done here this afternoon. I know it's against straight 3-year-olds, but in the Twilight Derby, he finished second behind a horse called Test Score, and we know how good he is. Test Score, of course, second in the Manhattan. He won the Pegasus Turf. He's made over $2 million. So I thought this was a fairly good effort behind what I thought was just a mediocre pace, 47-4 for a mile and 1/8. He finished off the race nicely. He was half a length clear of the third place finisher, but like I said, he's trying to run down a really good runner here. So unfortunately, disappointed in the Hollywood Derby. You put a line through that race. I'm always willing to forgive a horse who has a poor performance, then goes to the sidelines for 6 months. So Mars, to me, I think is a play in here. He's one of many that I would use in here.
Well, always beware of the uncoupled entry. Michael McCarthy trains the favorite, the 4 Detain, also trains Maz. One is 7-5, one is 6-1. This is the start of the late pick 5. You have a ticket. All anyone has to do is take their smartphone, put it on camera mode, aim it at that QR code. It'll take you right to Naira Bets to play this ticket. Tell us how you would approach the 50-cent late pick 5.
Look, I'll keep it simple and pithy here. I think that the horse who has the most chance to win in the next 5 races and is a standout to me on the card is number 7 in race 10. Goodies, 2 sprints stretching out, everything I love. This horse is dying to go 2 turns. He hasn't had that opportunity. So we work from the bottom up. And then the second best chance, I think, is Rodrigo Knows in race number 9. Those are 2 logical singles for me. That opens up everything else in competitive turf races, race number 6 and race number 8. So coverage, top half of this pick 5, bullet to close it out.
We've had a lot of fabulous guests on today's show, but I'm just going to say it. The most fabulous guest is coming up now with Michelle Yu.
My, how can I resist? An opening like that, Christina Blacker from FanDuel TV joining me right now. Do you want to reprise Del Mar's Here, Del Mar's Back again?
Absolutely not. I'd love to go back 10 pounds, but maybe not to those costumes.
Didn't like the blonde hair either, right?
No, you were good as a blonde.
I was the blonde, that's right. We got to talk about the area that we're in right now, though, because you can see all the people flowing behind us. This is where the owners get to watch the races at Del Mar, and it's literally the coolest place at the racetrack.
It really is. You can feel the ocean breeze right behind us, steps away from the Pacific Ocean. There is nothing like Del Mar, the party, the atmosphere, just the social scene here in San Diego. It's an amazing lifestyle. It's an amazing place to be, and honestly, my favorite racetrack in the whole world.
How many times do you go to the beach during the summer?
Every day if I can. Whether it's early in the morning for a quick walk or take my iPad down, do some handicapping, jump in the water, I love it here.
All right, let's talk about this race because I know you do the handicapping on the beach because we've done it together before. All right, we're 3 minutes to go before this 6th. Michael McCarthy has a pair in here. I kind of like his favorite horse, Detain, because I'm a huge Wooten Bassett junkie, but you like his other horse.
I do. So I think Detain is one of the most naturally talented horses in this field, but I think if you look back at that race on June 7th, it felt like he was just getting going at the flat mile. I know he has a little more distance to work with today at the mile and a 16th, but I still think ideally he needs more ground to be at his best. And keep in mind, here at Del Mar, the turf stretch, 919 feet. This is one of the shortest turf stretches in North America. By comparison, the inner turf course at Saratoga, over 1,100 feet. You have a lot more ground to make up there than you do here. So I worry that at the mile and a 16th, he might be right there or thereabouts, but perhaps not quite able to jump up for the win. The other horse from McCarthy's barn, I was pleased to see Maz keep a lid on it in the paddock. I know he's hard to handle sometimes. He tends to settle a little bit more out on the racetrack, but he's one that if you go 2 starts back, that second place effort behind Test Score a multiple grade 1 winner. I don't think we saw the best from Maz in his last race in the Hollywood Derby. He does have to contend with the very long layoff today, but I think on raw ability, if he's ready, he's one of the best horses in this field.
What about the trip for him? I feel like every time you come out of the chute, it's a little bit tricky.
It is a little bit tricky, and they do tend to fan out a little bit at that mile and a 16th distance, but he's not hung so far wide that I don't think Rispoli will be able to tuck in and save some ground. He's already had a good day today. This is a big comeback for Umberto here to this meet. You know he's riding very hungry, and I think one of the things that makes him so good here is that aggressive style. He's always in striking position as they turn for home. He'll give Maz every ability to win today.
What about Charlie's To Blame? You think he's going to be our speed situation?
I do think he is going to be on the lead or pretty close to it. Very fast fractions last time out. I felt like they underestimated him in that last race. He's an improving 4-year-old, which I love. And that thoroughgraph pattern, he's run 7s in his last 2 starts. I think he improves today. And if horses like Detain are too far off of it, Charlie's to Blame is not coming back.
All right, guys, you said it. She's the best in the biz. Christina Blacker with me before race 6.
You talk about people who have experienced many summers going back to their childhood here at Del Mar. She is one of them. A special place in our heart for Del Mar, and always a special place in our heart for the outstanding Christina Blacker. Okay, tremendous betting race, especially if you get by the favorite, the Ford Detain. What would be your concern for the favorite here, Detain at 7-5?
Lack of real estate. He came trucking late, as Christina kind of touched on it. Mile 16th, it's 110 yards further today. Maybe he wants to leave more further ground. You know, short stretch here, he's going to have to play catch-up pretty quick.
Okay, let me ask you about a horse at a price, the 6 Game Warrior for trainer Peter Miller. We already saw he has a win. This horse has not raced since October of last year at Keeneland. But if you want to look back to last summer, he was third in a race in which the Padre was second. The Padre at the time was one of the better horses in the division. If that race is repeated and you're getting Hector Barrios, one of the best turf riders out here, doesn't this horse stand a chance at 9-1?
Absolutely. He's a horse that comes from off the pace. He's going to need the right setup, but no question about it. And he clearly loves Del Mar. He's run here 6 times, 2 wins and 2/3.
Simon, your ride is here, the San Diego Police Department helicopter.
A little early.
Got a few more Del Margaritas in you.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Too
right,
soon.
So you've heard our opinion. Most important opinion is yours. Hopefully you're playing it right now through your Naira Bets account, because the field has reached the starting gate for race number 6, which will be the biggest pool of the day here at Del Mar. It is the start of the late pick 5. They're about to go a mile and a 16th over the firm Jimmy Durante turf course. No doubt about who your favorite would be, and has remained that way throughout the wagering. That horse right there, the Ford Detain for Juddmonte Farm. Michael McCarthy, you heard from him before the race, but he also does have the 8 Maz, who's up on the board at 5-1. Slight second choice right now is the 7 Charlie's to Blame, currently at 9-2. The field moving into line for race number 6 at Del Mar. A historic day here on America's Day at the Races. The first time we brought you out here to Del Mar for opening day. Let's go up to the voice of Del Mar, track announcer Larry Colmus, with the call of race number 6.
Maz moving in. The favorite Detain about to step forward. Detain goes in. Here is Scipio, War at Sea. Waiting for Tempest Volat and Irish Prophet. They're all in line. They're off. Good even start. Watsonville is sent out of there. Charlie's to Blame has some early foot, and Sarwar from the inside. It's these 3 out the best. Tempest Volat is away running in 4th and behind them. Then it's War at Sea settling into stride in 5th. Man Among Men 6th on the inside of the favorite Detain. And then comes Irish Prophet. Break of 2 back to Scipio and Game Warrior. The early trailer is Maz. So they make their way into that clubhouse turn here in pursuit of Sarwar and Joe Bravo, who have the lead by a half a length. Charlie's to Blame on the outside is second, 23.19 that opening quarter mile. Then Watsonville in 3rd as they race to the backstretch. Tempest Volat is 4th. Man Among Men right alongside of War at Sea and the 3-wide Irish Prophet. Break of 2 back to Detain, who's got 7 to make up at this stage. And then comes Game Warrior. Scipio, second last ahead of Maz as they continue up the backstretch, 12 lengths from first to last. 47.82 was the half for Sarwar, who heads for the far turn in front 3/4 of a length. Charlie's to Blame, and now Detain has made strong and steady progress and is just in behind the pace setters now, a length and a half off the lead and under a stout hold by Juan Hernandez. Detain just going to need a way through. Then Watsonville to the outside. Tempest Volant is next. War at Sea swings up on the far outside as they come to the top of the stretch. Sarwar turning for home in front. The leader by 2. Charlie's to Blame is second. Detain trying to find some running room and now splits those two with 1 furlong to run. Here's Detain. Detain has taken the lead. Then Charlie's to Blame. Late move from Watsonville, and then comes War at Sea. It is Detain. Detain won it. Photo for second. War at Sea or Charlie's to Blame. Watsonville fourth.
Juan Hernandez, who has won the riding title here the last 4 summer meets at Del Mar, putting those skills on display. What a breathtaking move out of the backstretch into the far turn. Then he had to wait yet again.
Certainly did. The thing about Del Mar is the track is narrow, the stretch is short. When you're down on the rail, yeah, it's the shortest way around, but you've got to hope everything breaks right, and it did. He got the splits. He was bottled up, dressed up with nowhere to go, leaving the half-mile pole, but everything turned out right. Favorite gets the job done.
He was your favorite throughout the wager and eventually off at 6-5 here. It is the 4 Detain. But let's talk about Juan Hernandez rolling the dice along the pine. Watch him pick off horses as they go into the far turn along the inside.
He's got no option, Todd. He can't go wide. He'd be in the parking lot. So he gets a dream trip up the rail here. Yeah, he's picking off horses, but the rail is wide open. They've just left a passage for him to come up. He has to sit, tap on the brakes here for a second, but he's gone from 7th to 2nd going into that far turn, established position at a crucial juncture of the race. If he gets a split, then he'll have room to get out, and that's exactly what happened.
So as he's waiting for the leader to tire here, it's just a question of when that split will happen, and it happens just about past the 8th pole here.
Yeah, and you can see he's looking to go outside, and he does. The horse on the lead just tires. As so often is the case when they switch leads, when they lead from their left front to their right front, they drop in a path. The horse on the lead dropped in. It gave a path, the 2 path for the 4 to take, and he went about his business and got the job done.
Posted on the board, 4, 7, 9, 3 here in race number 6 at Del Mar. And Greg, for all the talk about the new riders out here, especially Joel Rosario, here he is, your leading rider from the last 4 meetings of the summer meet, Juan Hernandez in the winner's circle.
And getting it done on a 6-5 favorite as well. Much the best in this spot to start off this late pick 5. Juan Hernandez, who collected his 3,000th career win back in May, continuing to go strong here, and a nice start here to this summer season at Del Mar, on the board with a big mount still to come in the feature later on, the traditional opening day feature. That is in the Oceanside, but Detain in here. Yes, saved ground early on, JK. Looked like he was much the best here.
Yeah, I mean, he won by 3, but to me it feels like more of a 6-length win based on that middle move. You know, that takes a lot of energy from horses to make that middle move in a race. You often see that as like a negative note you would take for a horse that middle moved, faltered, and you want to bet them back. He middle moved and then exploded to open up by even more lengths. You could hear it in Michael McCarthy's voice. There was something about the way he was talking that he felt like there's bigger and better things. This was a stepping stone. Something tells me his next race will be one with a name other than Race 6.
Very well could be. And this day, not just about the tremendous racing. Wear your best fashion as well. Opening day at Del Mar, and we know it well. And come dressed for success. Speaking of the man who just got on the board, another big mount ahead. He'll ride for Jeff Mullins on Charlie's Curlin in the main event. That's in the Oceanside, coming off a 3rd place finish in the Cinema last time out. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the NyraBets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch and bet on live horse racing from over 300 tracks worldwide. Get expert picks, play live money betting contests, and boost your bankroll with daily promotions. NyraBets is the official betting partner of Saratoga Racecourse. Sign up now. New members use promo code SPA200 to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with NyraBets.
where the turf meets the surf. The Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, literally just about 2 football fields away from the ocean. There is an area that everyone refers now to Dog Beach. Right there, take a look. That, before it was declared Dog Beach, is where many horses would go out and have ocean therapy. It was not unusual to see the great Charlie Whittingham aboard one of the horses from his barn out in the ocean. The racetrack itself is history, having been here since 1937, but when you come and explore Del Mar during the summer, echoes of the past you will find. And I'll tell you, go to Dog Beach. The reason they call it Dog Beach this time of year, because dogs are only allowed on that side of the beach after Labor Day. Then they can run up and down at the beach. Welcome back to our on-site coverage here at Del Mar. It's opening day of the 2026 Summer Meet here on America's Day at the Races. I'm Todd Schrupp alongside Simon Bray. And in our most recent race, Race 6, Detain, the favorite, is much the best.
Well done to trainer Michael McCarthy. Win number 3 on the day for him, owned by Jobmont Farms, bred in Ireland by Town Little, and this is a 4-year-old colt by Wooden Bassett out of Inca Hub mare Nizriana.
Coming up next, race number 7, 1 mile on the main track. Never Won 2 Lifetime Company for 3-year-olds and upward, and the claiming price in here, $25,000. Juan Hernandez off to a good start to try and defend his title here. He's aboard the 2 Circuit Breaker. He'll obviously have an opportunity as well in the ocean side. California fans know how good Juan Hernandez is because they just look in their program and they see him at the top of the standings. But the rest of the country may not know the story of someone who's become King Juan out here.
I'm being here the champion rider in Del Mar the last 5 years. I love just riding horses, and I work really hard here, and I'm just going to keep working and just keep having fun too, because it's really fun to be here and be leading riding and just to win races here. Well, just everywhere. It's fun to win races everywhere.
Bacho is in a different league. Bacho is miles clear, has ripped the race apart.
Well, winning a race in Royal Alaska was amazing, dream come true. To be honest, when I was in Mexico, I never imagined to even ride over there. I was so grateful with the owners and Wesley Ward for bringing me over there. I was so happy, and hopefully I can get back again over there. It's an amazing place. Well, I think Del Mar it's something like Royal Alaska. The energy, it's big. It's about the same. The money is pretty good. Everybody brings good horses. Everybody wants to win the first couple days. So I'm really excited to be here. The opening day in the Oceanside, I ride a really nice horse, Charlie Scorling, for Jim Mullins. I worked that horse before he run, and I always like him. The guys on the barn love him. They say he's doing great. Yeah, hopefully he can run his races back when he break the maiden, and then he came back and win again. Hopefully he can be the same horse. Well, when I'm not working out at the gym or here at the racetrack, I like to go to the beach. I like to go to Ken Sushi place. Everybody loves to go over there. I feel like this is vacations for a little bit.
Simon, Juan kind of made, the progression in California was you would go to Northern California, try and establish yourself, and then take your shot at the big time in Southern California. He was one of those riders who eventually ended up down here after being established in Northern California.
Yeah, I think the turning point came when he got into the Bob Baffert barn. I mean, he writes a lot of winners for Bob Baffert, got a great agent in jockey agent Craig O'Brien. Together they've teamed up the last several years. He's had tremendous success, and he's just an affable person off the track as well.
Speaking of Bob Baffert, it's opening day at Del Mar. Do you know where he was saddling horses today?
No, I do not.
At the Pea Patch.
Come on.
Yeah, Bob Baffert at Ellis Park on opening day of Del Mar. But Bob Baffert will go from the Pea Patch to Oceanport, New Jersey. Tomorrow in the Molly Pitcher, he's got Splendora, the horse to beat. It's expected to rain down there. I'll be there. It's Haskell Day. Don't miss our coverage. We'll be talking about tomorrow's big action on America's Day at the Races, Haskell Day at Monmouth, when we return right after this.
Perennial leading New York sire Central Banker, sire of a $325,000 two-year-old colt in 2026, and the leading New York sire of stakes horses again, including Hot Currency.
Hot Currency up by 5 widening lengths, approaching that final furlong. No catching a geared down, dominant winner of the 4-star Crook. Give it to Hot currency.
Central Banker, standing for $7,500 at McMahon of Saratoga Thoroughbreds.
Get with the New York Bred program that supports farms across the state and puts more babies on the ground. The program that lets your New York Bred race against other New York Breds on the same tracks where Manor War won the Travers and Secretariat completed the Triple Crown in the Belmont Stakes, but at a beautiful new facility offering the new Empire Trillium Series. Get with a program that respects thoroughbreds from the foaling farm to the starting gate to the second career.
Saturday on Saratoga Live. Join us on track live from Monmouth Park for the Naira Bets Haskell Day Undercard featuring multiple stakes races from the shore's greatest stretch. Saturday, coverage begins 12:30 Eastern on FS2.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. RTN has packages that start at $5 per month.
Splendora has taken the lead under Flavian Pratt with 1 furlong to run. Leaving stablemate behind Hope Road second. Then comes Baba to the outside. Splendora running away in the Filly and Bear sprint. She won it by 5 lengths on the wire.
That was last year's Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. Splendora for Bob Baffert with Flavian Pratt, and Pratt will be reunited in the Molly Pitcher Grade 2 from the Jersey Shore at a mile and a 16th last time out. Polly, that last win in the Shawnee at Churchill Downs, that was big because it proved she could win beyond a mile.
Yeah, she hadn't won on about a mile, and she came off a bad effort in the race before that at 7 furlongs, but she's 8 for 14 lifetime, and she is definitely the one to beat.
Let's check in with Megan Burgess for more on last year's Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint winner.
Naira Bets Haskell Day is upon us on the Jersey Shore. Of course, Naira Bets now available to those living here in the Garden State. But the undercard is incredible, and it features a action-packed Grade 2 Molly Pitcher Stakes, of which features the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint champion and Splendora continuing her quest and stretching out in distance off the heels of a very impressive win in the Grade 2 Shawnee against the likes of next out Grade 2 winner Immersive, where her trainer Bob Baffert was incredibly hesitant to even run her in the Shawnee, and it certainly paid dividends as she's managed to develop beautifully a 6th victory in her last 7 starts, as she certainly looks to be the class of this field. We're incredibly excited to bring you all of the action on this undercard, and be sure to download your Naira Bets app to participate in all of the action.
We look forward to it. It is a huge Saturday afternoon at the Jersey Shore, and it's part of Fox Saratoga Saturday, our first of the summer. That includes the Diana, where Chad Brown will try and win that race for the 11th time in his career. He's won 9 of the last 10 runnings. He will send out 4 of the 7 in that field. Just remarkable what he's achieved in that race. And some, as you see on that graphic, some big races to come. Why we love Saratoga so much. Fox Saratoga Saturdays presented by Oceana Cruises, your world, your way. We hope you join us for tomorrow's coverage. As for the reigning Kentucky Derby and Belmont Stakes winner, got back to work today. That was delayed a bit after an illness following that Belmont Stakes win, which has forced a pass on the Jim Dandy and will train up to the Travers. This was at Keeneland, 4 furlongs, worked 48-2 by himself. Galloped out 3 quarters in 1:14-4, doing this work all alone. And assistant trainer David Curl said beautiful work in hand the entire way. Couldn't ask for more from the Derby and Belmont winner, JK.
Yeah, you know, look, obviously you don't want to have any starts and stops in a horse's training, but he's got enough established form, right? He's run 6 times. He's won 2 races going a mile and a quarter. He ran in the Louisiana Derby going a mile and 3/16. I think that Shree will have him just fine to run his best race come the Travers at the end of August.
How big of really was that to prove everyone wrong that the Derby was a fluke, Paul, in the Belmont Stakes?
He just proved a lot of people wrong. He outran every horse, and he launched from dead last, and it seemed like that whole weekend we didn't see anybody come from way out of it. And he continues to work very fast. For a horse that launches from way back, he's been very sharp with his blinkers on.
Get signed up at Naira Bets, play all the action. Spot 200, that code to use at sign up, and get a $200 deposit match, new customer bonus. Start betting on over 300 tracks around the world at NairaBets.com. Let's go back to Del Mar and Michelle Yu.
Well, we've been to the veranda, we've been to the paddock, to the Red Star Tavern, of course, on to the racetrack, but this might be the most coveted spot in all 6 stories of Del Mar. This is the Winner's Lounge. It's a fantastic place to go if you win a race. You get to come up here and enjoy their soup of the day, which is always champagne. And if you take a look over my shoulder, you get to see perfect paddock views for the next race, and of course, watch your race on repeat. So a fantastic place to get to go. We got a little quiet right here because the last owners were at the track today. But generally speaking, this room is popping. And if you get a chance to come up here, you got a big bouquet of flowers, plenty of treats, and lots of bubbles.
Michelle, thank you. We get set for the late pick 4 coming up as horses come out onto the track. This 7th race, 2-turn mile. 3-year-olds and up, claiming race, everyone for sale for $25,000. Horses with only 1 win on the resume, so non-winners of 2 life. And we will start things out with FOMO Joe, Ryan Hansen barn, who has been exclusively on grass to this point.
FOMO Joe, named after everyone not at Del Mar for opening day.
Indeed, yeah. Edwin Maldonado will be aboard. Any reason to think this one will take to dirt?
He certainly could. You know, he's been working on it, so they got an idea that maybe he'll enjoy it.
Here's Circuit Breaker, who went on a wet track.
Yeah, Juan Hernandez gets aboard for Bob Hess. They click at a 31% rate.
Hondo Crouch, new off the claim for George Papapadromo.
Yeah, he's got some back races that I really like in here. Just a question about the trainer change.
Pacer can be forward. New barn, Steve Knapp off the claim.
Yeah, Tiago Pereira gets back on this 3-year-old colt by Nyquist.
Here's the favorite redial.
3 horses in a row that are off trainer changes. I like this one as well.
Curly's Agenda we'll see next, who is coming off a low-level maiden claiming win.
Yeah, Curly's Agenda. Yeah, I thought his race last time was a little bit slow. Let's see if he can improve off of that one.
Was the dirt debut, just the second start of his career as well. Skyquist, big effort to end last year, and that was at Del Mar in a runner-up finish.
Yeah, about, 362 days ago. Needs to get back to that.
Dayman at 8-1.
Has a dirt race that he won, but it was very slow.
For Michael McCarthy. And then big reflections for Sean McCarthy on the outside.
Yeah, that's great by Mr. Big. Larry Jett here, the owner and breeder. Winner last time at Los Alamitos. Can I give a little shout-out? Hondo Crunch, the owner there, Todd Cady, batted 4th in the lineup at Arizona State behind myself.
6 minutes away. Race 7 at Del Mar. Let's get back to Michelle.
Guys, I'm joined right now by Joe Ciaglia. He's partners with California Racing on the 1-horse FOMO Joe, and he's actually named after you, Joe. Why?
I have a fear of missing out on things. One thing I have a fear of is buying horses. I want every horse I can buy, so they named it after me.
That's not only does Joe buy horses that are the sales, but if you're selling a horse, you always like to buy the piece back too, right?
Exactly. I make a sale, and I still fear missing out, so I keep a piece of it every single time.
All right, FOMO Joe here, your opening day hope. He's cutting back in distance. He's taking a class drop. Do you think he's going to like the dirt? What'd Ryan say?
I mean, he says he's been training good in the dirt. He's jogged a couple times over the track, and we want to hopefully get a lead and not get dirt kicked in our face, but we're looking to have a good run at this today.
Now, he's run here at Del Mar, but on the grass, but it was a winning effort on debut, right?
Sure, that's true. So he likes the temperatures down here, likes the people, likes the crowds, so he's not nervous.
Are you sure it's not just he likes your outfit? Because this is as fancy as I've ever seen Joe dress.
Thank you. I'm hoping we get lucky here.
All right, best of luck here.
Thank you so much.
Guys?
Thank you, Michelle. And our current favorite is the 5 redial, 3-1. And what do you think of, I mean, first of all, I think there's a lot of possibilities in here, so already I'd want to be standing against the favorite.
Me too. I agree with you. I like the 9 in here, Dayman, who's currently sitting up there at 8-1. He's my top pick for trainer Michael McCarthy, hottest trainer on the grounds today, won 3 already, making a massive class drop. Outside of maiden special weight to maiden claimer, Our starter allowance to non-winners at 2 lifetime is one of the biggest drops, and he's making that drop.
And just a reminder of everyone's selections. Michelle taking the 2 circuit breaker, currently up on the board at 6-1.
Yeah, circuit breaker going from the turf to the main track here, and was a horse who was claimed for $30,000 a couple of starts ago. So they go back to the dirt, back to a surface of which they've been successful on. There's the 8, and that's SkyQuest for Paddy Gallagher. The last 2 starts have been good. They were at Del Mar, except they were over a year ago, and he came with a win and a second-place finish last time out. Currently sitting up there at 9-1.
And the field circling behind the starting gate. Just want to give you a programming note. While we're 3 minutes away from this race, we are going to switch our programming over on America's Day at the Races from Fox Sports 2 to Fox Sports 1, and we'll carry you the rest of the way through this card. Still ahead, the biggest race of the day at Del Mar, the traditional opening day feature. It is the Oceanside. So again, in about 30 seconds from now, we're going to be heading over to FS1, and we hope you will join us. You can play all that action, obviously, through your Naira Bets account, but still, so much great racing action to come. Get ready to switch on over to Fox Sports 1. So for Greg Wolf, Jonathan Kenshin, Paul LaDuca, Michelle Yu, Simon Bray, I'm Todd Schrupp, inviting you to join us for more of Del Mar Opening Day over on Fox Sports 1. Over the years, we've had some remarkable days of racing here on America's Day at the Races on Fox Sports 1, but many of them can't compare for what you're about to see today. For the first time on our show here on Fox Sports 1, you will see opening day of the magnificent Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, where the turf meets the surf. It's the only grandstand in thoroughbred racing America where you sit in the grandstand and about 200 yards to your left is the Pacific Ocean. It is a remarkable scene and very special. Is the first day of racing. Welcome to our on-site coverage. I'm Todd Schrupp, very pleased to be with former Grade 1 winning trainer Simon Bray. Used to call this place home as a trainer.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it's all about this summer. This is the highlight of the social calendar here in San Diego. People put a big circle around this. They take off work. It's not only about the horses, it's about the fun, the food, the fashion. There's lots going on here opening day.
They started racing here in 1937. It was Bing Crosby, a legendary actor and singer who wanted to create a racetrack in one of his favorite places to hang out, and he created the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. He greeted the fans as they came through that day. 15,000 back in 1937. We'll have more than 30,000 here today. And coming up next, race number 7 on a 10-race card is a 1-mile claiming event on the main track for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races lifetime. Simon, where are you looking in here?
Well, the track so far today, as far as the main track, it's early in the meet, obviously day 1, but it's been kind to horses coming from off the pace. I'm going to take a big shot with the 9 Dayman. If you're just joining us, trainer Michael McCarthy has won 3 races on the card this afternoon. I think he makes it 4 with the 9 Dayman, who's currently at 8-1.
Michelle Yu, part of our team coverage here on site. She's been watching the field in race 7 from the time they left the paddock and throughout the warm-up. Michelle, who's impressed you?
Well, Todd, the horse that I liked on paper as well as in the flesh with the 2 circuit breaker coming in here for trainer Bob Hess. Now, he did have a disappointing effort last time out, but I think we can draw a line through that effort on the grass. If you go back, his last 2 races that were both on the dirt, one sprinting, one riding, were both very solid efforts. I talked to trainer Bob Hess about him after watching him warm up, and he said, look, he's beautiful, he's smart, he is so lazy. So I liked the warm-up that he got from JJ Hernandez, who has been winning races hand over fist here on opening day. He gave him a nice aggressive warm-up, trying to keep him from not being bad, just a little lackadaisical. So he eventually gets it picked up, but it's very hard to come from super far behind. So I think what they want from him is to just make sure he's on his feet and going from the time the gates open, instead of laboring around to begin with and trying to make up ground, especially being down towards the inside. FOMO Joe should be your pace scenario in here, especially with Edwin Maldonado resubscribed. They did try to take him gate to wire last time, going 9 furlongs, and this is a big class drop for the son of Instilled Regard, who will be trying dirt for the first time. He does have dirt works over at Santa Anita. We don't work on the grass, so he has all of those main track works, and he gets over the surface just fine. So we'll see if he can't handle it here. And they do want to see him on the front end, because anytime you have a turf horse coming onto dirt, if they get dirt kicked in their face, it can be a little bit startling. So keeping his face clean is of the utmost importance. They're going to the gate here for race 7. My top pick, the 2, Circuit Breaker. Good luck.
And after this race, we'll have our feature, the Oceanside. We started the day with a 1 mile race. We were talking about traditionally over the years, on or near the lead, a good thing going at a mile on the main track here at Del Mar. So, of course, the winner came from well off the pace, but with a very fast pace up front. How do you see the pace here in race 7?
I think the pace is going to be honest again. You've got a couple of horses that want to go to the lead, and a couple of horses coming out of sprint races that will probably show some early speed.
With a few more horses to load, let's go up to the voice of the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, Larry Colmus, live, race number 7 from Del Mar, here on America's Day at the Races on Fox Sports 1.
Coming up. Here's Pacer moving in. Waiting for Redial and Big Reflections. Redial into the gate. Big Reflections to the outside stall will complete the line. Going in. And they're all in line. They're off, and missing the start was Redial. Redial very slow to go. FOMO Joe is sent out to the front. Hondo Crouch away running in second position. And Pacer came out third, 3 wide into the turn. Dayman is fourth to the outside, and saving all the ground is Circuit Breaker, who rides the rail into that turn. Big Reflections is next, and then comes SkyQuest, followed by Curly's Agenda, and Redial, who is very slow to begin, trails the field. On to the backstretch they go. FOMO Joe is the leader by 3/4 of a length, with Hondo Crouch on the outside, second, 22.89 that opening quarter mile. Then Circuit Breaker down toward the inside. Alongside is Pacer in fourth. Dayman is fifth in between horses. Big Reflections well out into the track in sixth, with 5 lengths to make up halfway up the backstretch. SkyQuest is alongside of Curly's Agenda in behind them, and Redial is the trailer. FOMO Joe and Edwin Maldonado on top through a 47.04 half mile. They're moving into the far turn with a 2-length lead. Circuit Breaker is right alongside now, and second, a length behind. After that comes Dayman, third to the inside, starting to lose a bit of ground now. Hondo Crouch has grabbed third and is now 2 lengths off the lead. Then Big Reflections and Pacer. The others have work to do, and FOMO Joe to catch as they come to the top of the stretch. Circuit Breaker right alongside. They're nose to nose now. Circuit Breaker on the outside. FOMO Joe digs in for more. FOMO Joe's not done yet. Circuit Breaker all out to stay with him. FOMO Joe's got it. FOMO Joe and Edwin Maldonado all the way and pulling away in the end to beat Circuit Breaker. Hondo Crouch was third and Pacer was fourth.
As we said at the beginning of the day, 1 mile on the main track at Del Mar, speed is dangerous. Doesn't always work, but you want to have a horse on or near the lead. How about FOMO Joe? Did he actually lose the lead mid-stretch?
He did. The 2 went by and the 1 came back. That's why you don't make an opinion about that sort of stuff after one race. The percentages are in your favor with horses that are on or close to the lead going a mile on the dirt. And that played out here. You saw it in full effect here in race number 7.
Never met a handicapping angle that's 100%, but I know some that are better than others. On or near the lead, going a mile on the main at Del Mar is one of them. Let's go back to the start. Not a good break here for the 5, Redial.
No, I'm just trying to see. Yeah, he just completely missed the break there. Hard to see
that
whether
was
he
such
stumbled.
a bad break that they posted the inquiry.
Yeah.
So the stewards need to look and see if the 5 Redial was given a fair chance here at the start. They want to make sure there was no mechanical malfunction or maybe a human error here. Let's watch the head-on. Watch the 5. Can you see anything that would have led to that slow start?
Hard to see from this vantage point, but I think he went vertical, right? Let's take a...
So he caused his own problem
Yeah,
here.
he went up, but did the assistant starter still have a hold of him or let go? It's hard to see here. Yeah, I think he caused his own issues. He went vertical.
All right, but the stewards are going to take a look because that was your 5-2 favorite in the end. Your winner here going off at 5-1. So if you respect speed at a mile on the dirt, this result will not surprise you. FOMO Joe at 5-1. You can be taking advantage of all these great handicapping angles that we're giving you from Del Mar by becoming a Naira Bets account holder. Naira Bets has all the tracks you want to play, and for this summer, we want you to find out the difference. We've got a tremendous sign-up offer, a $200 deposit match bonus. Find out more at NairaBets.com. Welcome back to our veranda just over the paddock here at Del Mar. And so we started at 2 o'clock local time, the first of 10 races, but now we're to the feature. The traditional opening day feature is for 3-year-olds on the grass, the Oceanside. An odd race this year because two of the main horses we think in the wagering are horses who've never been on the grass.
Yeah, but there's an odd situation as far as the three-year-old series here. Most of the general population knows the 3-year-old Premier Series as the Triple Crown. Here at Del Mar, all the 3-year-old races historically have been run on the grass. The opening day Oceanside, the second leg was the La Jolla, the third leg was the Del Mar Derby. This year they've changed things around. They've opened up the Oceanside, Todd. It's not a restricted race. So it's letting all horses with all credentials run and enter this afternoon. That's why you're getting horses with decent dirt form. There's no La Jolla. The last leg will be the Del Mar Derby Pacific Classic weekend, but Mr. AP is a prime example of that. Second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Dirt, trying turf for the first time here this afternoon.
The last time we saw him in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, which was held right here at Del Mar, he ends up finishing a quality second to the clear leader of the division, the eventual Eclipse Award winner, and here he loses to Ted Nafi, but he gave him a pretty good run. Not bad for a horse that was acquired through the claiming box.
He was claimed first time out for a price that you don't see many claims, especially for maidens. $150,000. Trainer Vladimir Sarin and owners Holly, David, and Wilson dipped in back on the 31st of July here last year. They were rewarded with over $300,000 with this second place finish. Mission accomplished as far as return on investment. He hasn't been seen since then. You look at the pedigree, the dam, the mother of this horse won on the grass. American Pharaoh aside multiple Greatest Stakes winners on the grass. He's got the pedigree to make the transition.
Okay, we are going to talk all about the Oceanside. We've got Michelle Yu down in the paddock. We'll have everything you need. The guys back at Saratoga as well. But one more look at the head-on at the start here in the previous race at Del Mar. The stewards having to look at the 5 redial and determine whether or not this horse got a fair chance at the break.
Yeah, let's take a look. I mean, he went up. He went vertical. The assistant starter, when he had a chance to let go, you know, they raised their hand to signal that they've let go of the horse. I think he did.
And so waiting for this race to go official and then on to the Oceanside. In fact, prices are now in, and the stewards have ruled that with the 5 redial, that horse did have a fair chance, because if that horse were all of a sudden taken out of the wagering, instead of 13-40 on FOMO Joe, you'd probably get half that.
Yep.
So again, the stewards deciding the 5 caused the own problems at the start, but going gate to wire at a mile on the dirt is FOMO Joe. 2 races going a mile on the dirt at Del Mar. One of them is gate to wire.
50%.
50% at the meet.
I'll take that.
You like those stats?
Love it.
When we come back, do you speak Gaelic? Well, if you do, then you know the name of the one in the Oceanside. That's Earshock. But can Simon Bray tell us what Earshock means? That's ahead on America's Day at the Races. History being made. First time we're bringing you opening day racing action from Del Mar. We'll be back right after this.
Definitely the best horse I've ever had in training.
Sierra Leone has won the Whitney.
Sierra Leone, gun runner reaching for the wire. Sierra Leone does it in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Today was the day that he got it done. It was Sierra Leone.
Back with you on our Fox Sports 1 coverage on America's Day at the Races. Our coverage from opening day at Del Mar brought to you by the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association. It pays to be Calbred. Nothing quite like opening day at Del Mar. The sights, the sounds, the fashion, and how about the upsets that we've seen to this point so far? 40-1. First leg of the pick six. Fans enjoying the beginning of what traditionally kicks off summer in San Diego when this meet begins. And a terrific crowd on hand on a gorgeous Friday afternoon. Terrific to have Del Mar aboard and to be covering something that all three of us, we've been there for many of these opening days. What stands out to you, JK, about opening day at Del Mar?
One of my favorite things is to go to the Brigantine before, eat lunch, then you can see the track if you're outside. Then you head over to the track. Then you go into town to Del Mar at night. If you're feeling frisky, you go to Jimmy O's. I love Del Mar. It's such a fun little cool town, and obviously the racetrack is outstanding as well.
I always like to go to the top of the grandstands and always eat my lunch. And this way you could always see what they're always talking about. You can see literally the ocean right from the racetrack. So it's absolutely beautiful. And like JK said, you haven't done Del Mar unless you go to La Berge and Jimmy O's.
No question.
Yes.
And there is something, and we say that here at Saratoga quite a bit too. Some horses, they thrive here. But I think at Del Mar, that horse for course angle really can play with that ocean there. You see that quite a bit.
Absolutely, and I think that the turf course I find to be pretty unique, right? It's obviously firm there. It rains sometimes in Southern California, but not very often. and it's tight turns. I think really athletic horses do well. Saving ground means a lot, I think, on the turf course there as well. So Flavien Prat, that's why he did so well there, because he's the type of rider that gets down there and saves ground. But it's a lot of fun. It's my favorite thing to do in the evening out here at Saratoga.
Well, we have the main event coming up next, the traditional opening day feature, the Oceanside Handicap this year at a mile on the turf. And that turf sequence this year used to be 3 legs of this 3-year-old turf series, trimmed to 2 this year. The midseason La Jolla was scrapped. The Grade 2 Del Mar Derby moved a little bit earlier to August 23rd. Seems wide open on the board. Mr. AP trying turf for the first time at 5-2.
It's interesting, right? I mean, a horse that ran as well as he did in that Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and now to take a chance to jump on the grass. You got an American Pharaoh. We know that his horses have run well on the grass, and there's not a whole lot on the female side to get you too excited, but I wouldn't be shocked. It's a talented horse.
It's a horse that you would really want to take that shorter price first time doing something, going on the turf. But Vladimir Serin is a tremendous trainer. He gets Joel Rosario aboard. The only issue is Phil D'Amato wins these type of races, has 4 horses in this race.
Yeah, he is a force, certainly on the West Coast. We're going to tell you more about him right now. For horsemen, there's something absolutely different about Del Mar. The serenity, that ocean air, and then, of course, the fan engagement when they break from the gate. It all creates a meet unlike any other on the Southern California circuit, and no one knows that better than Phil D'Amato.
Del Mar is like our working vacation. You know, it's our Royal Ascot premier meet. So many trainers just point for this meet. They wait. They don't run at the end of Santa Anita. They, have their horses in peak optimal form, waiting for the big money here. We bring about 60 horses to Del Mar if we can, or around there. It's just perfect timing. Now the climate's perfect. It's in the 70s. We're getting out of Santa Anita area where it's, in the 90s. So the horses come in this nice cool weather with not a lot of humidity, and they just to me, they thrive. One horse I'm really looking forward to is Gold Phoenix. He's been to 4 Breeders' Cups. He's won 4 Del Mar handicaps. Hopefully we'll be going for a 5th.
Gold Phoenix! Gold Phoenix did it for the 4th time!
He's one of the barn favorites and definitely holds a special place in my heart. The Oceanside's been really good to me to start off a lot of my grass horses' illustrious careers, but this year I have 3 really nice prospects. Arishok, really nice Irish horse, knocking on the door, always in these stake races. He really likes Del Mar. He broke his maiden down here, drew well with Umberto Rispoli. Later than planned, he's just a solid horse all around. He can go short, long, just one of those enigma horses, and if he finds the right spot early to settle and make a run, he could be tough. And then our newest horse in Jordy Bear. I've only run him once short. He acts like a horse that definitely wants 2 turns. So really looking forward to trying him out as well. Opening day is just kind of a little bit of pandemonium and fun, kind of all put into one. It's where San Diego and the rest of the horse racing fans come down here and just celebrate the start of a really big meet here. It's always a fun time.
Well, you heard Phil D'Amato bring up Irishok in this feature we just showed you. One of 3 he'll send out in this Oceanside. Michelle Yu standing by with a man who'll be aboard.
Thanks so much, Greg. Joined right now by Umberto Rispoli. Welcome back, Umbi.
Thank you. Thanks, Michelle.
What's it feel like to be back?
It's a great feeling, great atmosphere, a beautiful place, Del Mar, to start again, you know, a new meet. Definitely happy to be back with a couple of winners already in the day, so can't ask for more.
Now, Simon was talking earlier about your rehab and said that you rehabbed in Spain with some very famous and prolific PT guys.
Yes, I work with Joaquin Juan, which is one of the main guys of Cristiano Ronaldo, and I was suggested by my big friend Javier Pastore, former player for Paris Saint-Germain. Had an incredible experience, amazing. Like, and they never worked with the jockey before, and when I get there, they knew everything about horse racing. So I have a program for 6 weeks. He went through pretty good. I was happy to walk away without crutches, without any problems. So I was fit to coming back, and I mean, it was a blessing to work with them.
Talk about Irishok coming up in the Oceanside here. You've ridden him previously. He seems to like Del Mar.
Yes, he's a kind of horse that he likes Del Mar. I hope it's going to be some pace ahead of me. I have to make it through from the rail. I think there's going to be some speed in the race. That will help us for sure. And look, try to win one more Oceanside.
Now, I know we're not covering the races, but tomorrow, the return of journalism and the reunification of Umberto Rispoli with journalism. What's that feel like?
Feels good. I mean, it was good to get back on him. He gave me a good feeling in those couple of workers than I've been done with him. So it's a tough race. It's not going to be easy. But look, I'm already glad that I get him back.
Well, welcome back and best of luck here.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
Guys.
So Umberto Rispoli, he'll be aboard Irishok. Of course, journalism tomorrow. He was on board for that tremendous finish in the Preakness. And for Irishok, Paulie, Rispoli was aboard for that maiden when they came at Del Mar when he sat off the pace. He was 18-1 that day.
Yeah, Umberto, it's good to see him back in the saddle. And it's got to be great for him with, you know, the big horse coming up to be rehabbing. Obviously, rehabbing with guys like Cristiano Ronaldo and Paris Saint-Germain, that's where Kylian Mbappe played. So some pretty good guys he was training with. Unbelievable.
12 minutes to post on the traditional opening day feature from Del Mar, the Oceanside Mile on the Turf, presented by Caesars Sportsbook. We'll have the post parade for you when we come back. Stay tuned on our Fox Sports 1 coverage from Del Mar opening day. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the NyraBets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch and bet on live horse racing from over 300 tracks worldwide. Get expert picks, play live money betting contests, and boost your bankroll with daily promotions. NyraBets is the official betting partner of Saratoga Racecourse. Sign up now. New members use promo code SPA200 to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with NyraBets.
Charlatan is the leading second crop sire by stakes winners, graded stakes winners, and graded stakes horses.
Charlatan, ultra impressive. It's a new day for a new king.
The crown jewel of American yearling sales, where world-class bloodlines meet glamour, grace, and grandeur. America's #1 ranked yearling sale by percentage of Grade 1 winners has produced recent stars Clico, Commandment, Hope Road, Journalism, Shred the Gnar, and Sierra Leone. For 105 years, success starts at Saratoga. The 105th Saratoga Sale, August 10th and 11th in Saratoga Springs, New York. Where will you be?
In racing, bloodlines are kingdoms, and every kingdom needs an heir.
Sired by Uncle Mo, Kings Barnes was chosen for greatness. An $800,000 two-year-old built like an empire. He defeated champion Arcangelo on debut, dominated the Louisiana Derby in his third start, and achieved a defining victory in the Grade 1 Stephen Foster. Kings Barnes, where the line of kings continues.
So much to do in San Diego, the Gaslamp Quarter, historic entertainment heart of downtown San Diego. Of course, it's all about the nightlife there. Petco Park, home to the Padres. A little work to do to catch the Dodgers in the NL West. And a chance to explore a real aircraft carrier that served for nearly half a century. The most visited naval warship museum anywhere in the country. There's the USS Midway.
Pretty awesome.
Just a few minutes away from Del Mar. Feature coming up on this opening day card. Caesars Sportsbook Oceanside Handicap. And wow, did you guys expect to see Mr. AP, who's never been on the turf, off the bench, first start since the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, as the favorite?
I didn't expect him to be the favorite. I understand him taking money. You got to understand it's got that name recognition from running second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
On a different surface.
On a different surface, but still, nonetheless, name recognition.
Yeah, I think that buyer figure just stands out. I think the Grade 1 placing right next to it, just a lot does. But this is a salty little group, and I don't know if you really want to take 2-1 on anybody in here.
And yeah, I should note his mom, Mr. AP the Sixth, his mom was a stakes winner on the grass at a mile. So Vladimir Serin, trainer, believes certainly there's pedigree in here to appreciate this surface. As you see that walk they make from the paddock trackside.
It's my favorite place to sit, right there on the left of the screen where those umbrellas are. Speaking of those seats, this person that Michelle's about to talk to, that's where he sits all the time.
8 minutes to post here in the Oceanside. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, guys, Del Mar is a place the owners want to come out. I'm joined by Billy Koch, the founder and managing partner of Little Red Feather Racing, and several partners. But you guys have 2 horses in this race, and I know Bill Strauss right here to my right says only the 11 matter?
Only 11 for me.
Is there a little bit of animosity between the two groups?
No.
We love each
if
other.
He wins, I won't be happy, but I would still congratulate him.
All right, let's talk about Jordy Bear. This is actually my top pick in this race. I loved his U.S. debut. What were your takeaways?
I think he probably needed the race and needed a little more ground, and that's why we're here today. Very simple.
Bill, you want to add to that?
No, he ran great first time out. I think he pleasantly surprised us, and if he moves forward a little bit today, I think we can be there. Need a little help up front, and I think we can be right there.
That's what I was going to ask. Are you going to get the help up front?
If I knew that, I'd be rich.
All right, and you also have later than planned in here, coming out of a race that was probably not up his alley at all.
Well, he ran against older, and I think people don't realize that. And, I've always thought he could get a mile. It is a terrible post, but we just told Hector, you know what, let him run. And just try to do your best to get over on that first turn. You got to save a little ground. Try to get him covered up from the 12 hole is going to be tough. But he's the type of horse that if he gets comfortable, he can keep going.
Can you give me 2 words to describe opening day at Del Mar?
Freaking awesome.
All right, you heard it right here, Greg. It's amazing to be at Del Mar.
Special place to be, certainly on opening day as well. And later than planned, that other runner that they talked about, tough outside post, Hector Barrios will be aboard and going to try and save some ground when they can. Here's Proletariat, another horse stretching out.
Yeah, he's the one that beat Jordy Bear last time, and they both really ran fast figures.
Bust out Michael McCarthy, 5-1.
Yeah, Michael McCarthy is red hot to get the meet started there. One that I think is interesting, can win this race certainly.
Favorite, and it's the turf debut coming up. We last saw him, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, runner-up to Ted Noffey on dirt. It's Mr. AP.
They claim this horse for $150,000. You rarely see that when a horse, those maiden claimings, but Holly and David Wilson are game.
Charlie's Curlin, Juan Hernandez for Jeff Mullins.
I thought this horse had a big look. Jeff Mullins, another really good trainer out there in Southern California going to the turf.
Another turf debut coming up. Here's Mo Coco.
Yeah, and hasn't been too fast on the dirt. Would have to really move up and improve getting on the grass.
All dirt so far for this one as well. One more Freud.
Yeah, Rob Hess is 0 for 17 first time on the turf, but he does implore Hall of Famer Mike Smith.
Pretty good States debut from Jordy Bear. That was sprinting. Now the stretch out.
This is the one that Bill Strauss said he likes.
7-1, and we heard from Phil D'Amato in the feature as well. Sounds like he's pretty high on this one and his ability to go 2 turns. Later than planned, the 12-1 outside, Phil D'Amato barn as well.
And you see the little red feather from Singletary fame. This horse actually ran really well last year in the 2-year-old Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint Juvenile. The Cypher got left in the gate. I just don't know if this is the right distance. We'll see today.
Play this race, the Del Mar meet, all meet long. With Naira Bets, bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Get that $200 deposit match new customer bonus with the code SPOT200. Bet on over 300 tracks around the world. Again, right there at NairaBets.com. It's the traditional opening day feature, the Oceanside Handicap. Let's go back to Todd and Simon.
Greg, despite having a long history, Del Mar always thinks about the future and adding some great new wrinkles both to the wagering menu and the experience on track. On the wagering menu, new is the $3 Turf Pick 3, and something that's become really popular across the country that started here in California is the $3 Late Pick 3. And as you look at the final 3 races on the day, you put together a ticket, Simon, that people can scan that QR code and play it directly at Naira Bets. Tell us about it.
Take advantage of that. Just scan that QR code. 15% takeout here. 2, 4, 6, 10. Secured Freedom and the 10, One More Freud. They faced each other last time out. They ran 1-2. They've never run on the grass. I think they move up today. The 10 is my bust out long shot in here. 1, 4, 5 in race number 9. But my best bet of the day from top to bottom, race 1 to 10 comes in race number 10. That's the 7 Goodies. It's everything I like. 2 sprints stretching out by a horse called Collected, whose offspring 16% turf route. If you look at this replay of Goodies last time out, he had to wait and came running late. He's dying to go 2 turns. Goodies, for me, is an absolute single in race number 10.
Simon Bray's single in this $3 Pick 3 is 5-1 in the morning line. Get that play in through Naira Bets. All right, let's talk about the Oceanside. The top 3 finishers out of the Cinema Stakes return here. Let's go back to May 17th, race number 3 at Santa Anita. The winner on that day will be Bust Out.
Todd, this was a 4-horse field. You can see here, they went around here 2 by 2 like a chocolate bar. The pace wasn't that fast, 24:49. Bust Out was close to the pace and attending to it. Right here, he looks like he's going to get beat, right? But no, he digs, he finds more, he quickens off a slow pace, and he wins fair and square. Good performance from Bust Out. What do you do here? Do you take him or do you take all of them?
Yeah, no, but I was going to say, I mean, yes, the top 3 finishers come back out of the Cinema, but it's a field of 4, as you mentioned. So do you downgrade that race because of the small field?
I did. If you look, what's the saying? If you don't come with an opinion, don't come at all. I'm chucking them all out of the Cinema.
So who are you looking at here? And am I seeing this right? The 10, One More Freud at 24-1?
Yeah, that's my top pick in here. Look, this is a major surface switch for me. This horse is a half sister to a horse that made $100,000 on the grass. Tonalist offspring, they're okay, better known on the dirt, but I think he's going to run well. He got chewed up by Crude Velocity, an Englishman, 2 starts back. We can put a line through that. I like the effort in the Affirm last time out behind Secure Freedom, who I think's got a shot in here, the 2 at 13-1.
Simon Bray thinks we could have a $50 winner here in the Oceanside. As for our favorite, the 6, Mr. AP, remains the favorite at 2-1, despite the layoff. And despite the fact he'll be trying the grass for the first time.
Damn one on turf. He's by American Pharoah, solid turf side, even though he never ran on it. You just got to hope that he's fit enough off the long layoff here. He's had a series of published workouts here, a couple of 3/4-mile workouts. Vladimir Serin, respectable off the layoff. Interesting move to debut back here on the dirt.
Want to get your opinion of the 11 Jordy Bear. This horse started the career over in Ireland at some minor racetracks, eventually raced at the Curragh, but came to the United States sprinting, going 6 furlongs. What'd you see in the debut, and do you think this horse will be better going around 2 turns?
Yeah, I think he will when you look at his pedigree. I like the effort behind Proletariat. He's stretching out, even though sometimes his races look a little better sprinting. The thing about Jordy Bear, if you're getting 7 furlongs in Europe as a 2-year-old, you should be able to get a mile to 16th here as a 3-year-old.
You know what I say about Proletariat and going around a ground?
What's that?
Niet.
Very good.
Niet.
Niet.
I mean, I look at the 2-turn races, and I don't see it with Proletariat. Is he a better sprinter?
Yes and no. I mean, His last start here in the Zuma Beach, he was behind probably one of the better 3-year-olds in the country on the grass, in stark contrast.
Okay, that's fair.
So, I mean, he's only a length and a half behind him.
Well, it is supposed to be a race you look forward to, and it is each and every summer here at Del Mar. Opening day, our feature is the Oceanside. Here is the 2026 version. The field has arrived at the starting gate, and one of the more wide-open additions we've had in recent years. It is the 6, Mr. AP, who remains our favorite at 2-1. Second choice is the 5, Bust Out, at 5-1. And third choice is the 11, Jordy Bear, at 6-1. What a feature, what a day. It's the Oceanside opening day from the 2026 Del Mar Summer Meet here on America's Day at the Races on Fox Sports 1. Larry Colmus has the call.
More Freud. Bust Out. Jordy Bear, second last. Later than planned to the outside stall. Later than planned coming up. Goes in, and they're all in line. They're off in the Caesars Sportsbook Oceanside Handicap. A good start for Mr. AP, who goes out to the early lead. Joined on the inside by Proletariat, and on the outside by Later Than Planned, who's a part of the early issue as well. Mo Coco is in the mix too. In behind them is Irishak, and then Secured Freedom, and one more Freud on the outside moving into the turn. Break of another 2 to Charlie's Curlin. Then a wide run for Bust Out going into the turn, racing about 10 lengths off the lead alongside of Unrivaled Time. And Jordy Bear is the trailer. On to the backstretch. Proletariat taking charge here through a 22.49 quarter, leads it by 2. With Mo Coco on the outside running in second position. Mr. AP is a tucked in third, 3.5 lengths off the lead. And then it's Secured Freedom in fourth with 5 to make up. Later Than Planned is fifth on the outside. Irishak is sixth as Proletariat opens up 4 on them on the backstretch. And then it's back to Charlie's Curlin. One more Freud to the outside. Bust Out still about 10 lengths behind, racing for the far turn. Unrivaled Time and Jordy Bear. 46.63 was the half for Proletariat, who rounds the far turn with a 2.5 length lead. Mr. AP takes up the chase second. Mo Coco is third to the outside. Later Than Planned is 3 wide. Secured Freedom is in behind them, and they're into the stretch with Proletariat to catch. Proletariat now set down with a 4-length lead with 1 furlong to go. Mr. AP is next, and then toward the inside it's Secured Freedom, but look at Proletariat run away. Proletariat and Kyle Frey romp home in the Oceanside. And there was Secured Freedom and a photo between Mr. AP and Bust Out.
What's yes in Russian? Proletariat taking the field gate to wire and dominating the Oceanside.
That was a one-horse race the whole way around there. He got to the front, never looked back. You're expecting maybe at the top of the stretch somebody will come closing late. That wasn't the case. He just poured it on here late. That form behind stark contrast really showed up here today. What an impressive performance here for trainer Jeff Mullins.
It looked like a wide open race coming in where your morning line favorite was 4-1 in the morning line. Our winner eventually goes off at 6-1. For more on our winner in the Oceanside, Michelle Yu.
Guys, joined by Ruben Iseless from Dutch Girl Holdings. This is an amazing
What a
win.
run.
I mean, Proletariat on the lead all the way. Was this the plan?
I don't think so. I think I talked to Kyle right before. He goes, we got to go get this. This is awesome, 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 awesome. I'm sorry, I'm a little emotional. My business partner, Michelle's husband, is fighting cancer. He's recovering, and we talked to Kyle before, and we're like, you've got to make this happen for him. Josie, we're thinking of you. We love you. Oh, my God, this is so great. It's such a special day, opening day. We live in San Diego. We love Del Mar. Where is Michelle?
Where is Michelle?
Where is Michelle? This one's for Jules. This is for Jules. What a race. What a race. Oh, my gosh. You know what's great, Michelle? We did the right thing by this horse. We took care of him. We waited. We were patient. We followed Jeff's advice. And he said, you guys, he's going to be great. And this is amazing. I mean, what a freaking performance, you know? Oh, my goodness.
All right, I'm going to let you take your picture. I see all these people waiting here. You've got every partner out. Congratulations. Massive win.
Thanks, Michelle. Thank you. Where is Michelle?
The other Michelle is who they're looking for, guys.
The other Michelle.
Dominant Proletariat stretching back out. JK, he ran a huge effort in his 3-year-old debut. That was at 6 furlongs on the grass. He ran this field off their feet.
He absolutely did. He was sharp last time, turf sprinting. He's going 6 furlongs, but he had that mile race, a couple of mile races that weren't bad. And those were when he was a 2-year-old. So he got a chance to kind of grow up a little bit, had a nice comeback race with that sprint to kind of get set up for this. And he just opened up and extended his position through the stretch.
Good job by Kyle Frey, just taking nothing away from him. Just go to the front end and keep improving position. You know, they gelded this horse at the end of last year, at the end of his 2-year-old season, the son of Raging Bull, and he's come back with 2 just unbelievable efforts. A 92 bar last time, and this has got to be up there again, Greg. Stopped the clock in 133 and change.
Yeah, 133.54. That is seriously moving in a mile on the grass here at Del Mar. Big performance from Proletariat. Not just a sprinter on the lawn, able to stretch out here to this mile distance, and devastating victory. $14.80 for now back-to-back wins here in his 3-year-old campaign. Son of Raging Bull, who was pretty good on the grass in his day. Did a little differently than this one does.
Right? Kind of on the front end. Raging Bull was a runner that came from way out of it, but Raging Bull had that Kodiak mare, Kodiak West, and hopefully they found Michelle.
4-2-6. Jeff Mullins, Kyle Frey, Dutch Girl Holdings, and it was already over, JK, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of times you'll have horses that'll open up like this, but you can tell the field's kind of getting to them. The rider on the lead's kind of getting busy. It's not happening here. I mean, this horse was never, ever getting beaten this race. They could go around again. They weren't going to catch him. He ran extremely well today.
Really did. And, you know, the 6th, first time on the turf, trying his heart out, trying to run with this horse. Actually, you could say ran okay for the first time on the lawn, just was seeing the backside of Proletariat.
Ran it to an absolute buzzsaw for Jeff Mullins. Proletariat, no doubt about it, winner. Here in the Oceanside Handicap, 133-2. Final time for the mile distance. What a performance. And stealing the show here on opening day.
Yeah, Jeff Mullins, a trainer, if you're not familiar with him, a guy that had I Want Revenge on the Derby Trail, had to unfortunately scratch. And, you know, a guy that kind of went away from training for like a little bit, started up in the Utah region, then went to Turf Paradise, found his way all the way to California, and he is a tremendous conditioner.
Proletariat absolutely dominant here in the Oceanside. And again, we had mentioned it earlier. It used to be a 3-race series, JK, this 3-year-old turf series. They got rid of that La Jolla handicap. So next up, Grade 2 Del Mar Derby. That's going to be August 23rd. I would expect we're going to see this horse right back.
Oh, yeah, I would think so. And look, he's got a weapon that you like to have as a turf sprinter, right? A turf router, to be able to be forward like that, make your own trip. Doesn't matter really who else is in there. You don't have to get pace to close into. He's going to always end up working out a nice trip. The biggest enemy, I guess, to him would be some other really fast horse, but they better be really fast if they want to hook him.
Yeah, Paulie, as JK said, you know, we stretch out and go longer distances. This horse was not slowing down by any means in this race.
Well, the other part of it is you're talking about the Del Mar Derby or the Del Mar Handicap. There are all the other 3-year-olds in here. What other 3-year-old is going to step up? They got to make like 7 or 8 lengths on this horse. And like JK said, I think the only thing that can hinder this horse is the gait, because he can be forwardly placed. Kyle Frey just such a great job. And like I said, since they gelded this horse, my goodness, he's been electric.
Huge effort. Proletariat has come back an absolutely different horse as a 3-year-old. Back-to-back dominant victories here at 6 furlongs, now at this mile distance to win the Oceanside, and now a stakes winner. A horse who was actually, you know, as a 2-year-old, was graded stakes place, had shown talent. Not this kind of talent, though.
No, I mean, his 2-mile races were not great, but he grew up a little bit, and he came back better than ever.
Let's go to Michelle.
Guys, joined right now by trainer Jeff Mullins. What a spectacular performance, Jeff. Did you think that was on tap for him?
Did what?
Did you think he was going to run that good?
Well, I mean, we'd done a lot of work trying to get this horse to settle, and I should have took the blinkers off, but I guess it really didn't matter. But Kyle's done an amazing job getting this horse to settle in the morning. And I just told him, I says, just leave there with loose hands. If he takes you, just go ahead and then get him to settle. And he got him on the lead, and he ran around with his ears pricked the whole way and turned it on.
Coming down the stretch, I mean, what a turn of foot he showed.
Yeah, he ran a big race today.
That was very important. What's next for him? Is he going to go on to the next to the grade 1?
I don't know. I mean, we've always thought he was a sprinter, but maybe he's got a new dimension now.
All right, well, congratulations here. Very impressive.
Thank you very much.
Guys?
I should have taken the blinkers off.
I think he seemed to be okay with the blinkers on this afternoon. We'll see if that equipment change eventually does come. But for now, I think everything ain't okay with this horse.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was sensational, and you like the way that he did it, right? Like you said, he wasn't getting tired. It wasn't one of those, he kind of got lucky on the front end. He opened up, and he beat this field on the square.
What a performance, Proletariat. And the Oceanside handicap here on opening day, winning by daylight. 133-2 for the mile on the stretch out. No doubt about it. Kyle Frey, Jeff Mullins, and Dutch Girl Holdings. Time to celebrate with your stakes victory on opening day.
They come on for the finish in the Pilgrim Stakes. Annapolis by a head.
It is Annapolis in front. It is Annapolis to win the Coolmore Turf Mile.
Opening day at Del Mar.
Back in our Fox Sports 1 coverage, opening day from Del Mar. Social event of the season down in San Diego. And our feature race in the books. Fans enjoying a beautiful Friday afternoon and an incredible summer to come where the turf meets the surf. Opening day always special down at Del Mar. Race 9 next. What a performance we just saw from Proletariat in the Oceanside. The 9th on the main track, 6.5 furlongs in this Calbred allowance optional claiming field. It's Matt at 5, Peter Miller Barn getting back to dirt. 6-5 favorite, JK.
I like a horse that is not 6-5 in this race. Wolfie, I would tell you now, but that would not be great television.
All right, you're going to make us wait. You only have 14 minutes. You're going to get it sometime before post?
I'm going to try my hardest.
Okay. We'll wait for that. Seems like a wide open race. I don't know if anyone should be 6-5 in that spot. We're going to look ahead to tomorrow at Saratoga, one that we touched on earlier in the program. Obviously, a huge race, prestigious, one of maybe the most important turf races there is in this sport for fillies and mares on the grass. It's our ABR race of the week, Grade 1 Diana. A race that Chad Brown has absolutely dominated. He's won 4 in a row, 9 of the last 10. He'll send out 4 of the 7 who will run on Saturday, no less, Paulie. 3 of them Grade 1 winners.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the pick of the litter, right? And who do you think is going to go off as favorite? Maybe, I don't know if suggested right now, third choice on the morning line. I think Catherine Marissa ends up going off as favorite. But this was her Jenny Wiley on April 11th. She wins this race. Does she win it, JK?
Suggestive?
Yeah.
The Jenny Wiley, she does. She absolutely does. No, wait a second. Why does it say
dead
she
heat
did?
for the victory
Yeah,
here.
Yes.
You were asking who's going to win tomorrow, right?
Oh,
Paul?
yeah.
If she runs this race here, do you think she wins tomorrow?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think if she repeats this race, I think she wins. And look, I think of the Chad, she's the one I probably prefer. I like Kathy and Marissa as well. I do worry that Kathy and Marissa will be bet a little bit. You win on Derby Day. It's name recognition. Everybody sees it. Everybody remembers it. And so I think that Suggested is probably the one that I would probably prefer to play, but I think Kathy and Marissa is probably the most likely winner.
Suggested, she's pretty good, and she ran into one who just ran off last time out. Classic Q in that defeat went gate to wire in a sensational performance in a Grade 1, Paul.
Yeah, Classic Q's the type of horse, a little gray horse, and when she gets on the front end, she can be very tough to pass, and she proved very tough to pass, but this is something you just cannot forget. Chad's Diana wins.
That's
Wow.
a career for some trainers, and a very good career that he's accomplished in one race.
Crazy.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
And he's done it from everywhere. In Italian on the front end, Sister Charlie from a little bit behind, just you name it, every different kind of filly with every running style.
It's funny, I mean, you know how many trainers wish they could win 10 Grade 1s, let alone 10 in the same race that is as prestigious as the Diana.
It's incredible. It's our first Fox Saratoga Saturday of the season. Fox Saratoga Saturdays presented by Oceania Cruises. Your world, your way. 2 to 3 Eastern tomorrow on Big Fox. We hope to see you there with that prestigious ABR race of the week, the Grade 1 Diana. We got more coming up from opening day at Del Mar when we return. Late double still ahead. Take a plane, take a train. Just get there for opening day any way you can, but if not, we got you covered. More coverage coming up, approaching the 10-minute mark to post for the 9th, where the turf meets the surf when we come back.
Introducing a stallion, as top class as they come. In 22 career starts, he won or placed in 12 graded stakes, competing in 15 Grade 1s, earning over $1.7 million. His undisputed speed is evidenced by 7 100-plus buyer speed figures, a 3-time Grade 1 winner, Raging Bull.
Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the Naira Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch and bet on live horse racing from over 300 tracks worldwide. Get expert picks, play live money betting contests, and boost your bankroll with daily promotions. Naira Bets is the official betting partner of Saratoga Racecourse. Sign up now. New members use promo code SPA200 to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with Naira Bets.
A surging debut at 2, an international tour de force, an explosive winner of 2 sire-making Grade 1 races.
Raging Torrent running the race of his life, and Raging Torrent and Frankie Dettori cruise to victory in the Malibu. Raging Torrent's coming out party is in the Metropolitan Handicap.
Raging Torrent, the next wave in the Lane's End stallion-making tradition.
The joy of traveling well is feeling at home, yet a million miles away from home. Discovering new flavors, or savoring the ones you already love. Not knowing what lies beyond the horizon, but knowing what matters most to you. This is the joy of traveling well. Oceana Cruises.
Back with you on our Fox Sports 1 coverage. Opening day from Del Mar. Coverage brought to you by the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association. It pays to be Calbred. Late double coming up, and you mentioned this earlier in the program, one of the best spots to catch the action, the Brig.
I love the Brigantine. It's so much fun. You walk in there, you know you're about to see some good racing. You can sit on that patio and see the racetrack. You can't really watch the races from there.
That's what I love, the fish tacos.
It's unbelievable. Good spot.
So many great spots around Del Mar and that shows you a great quick look there is how close this track is to the beach in the Pacific Ocean.
All you got to do is, so if you're at the Brigantine, you walk down the hill, you're at Del Mar, you hook to the right, you're in the ocean.
This 9th race, we're back on the main track here, 6.5 furlongs in this Calbred allowance optional claiming field. Let's go back to Michelle.
You'll hear this line over and over in Southern California. It pays to be a Calbred. And Doug Burge runs the CTBA, the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association. Doug, what a great place to be out here at Del Mar.
No, it's great. It's there's so many opportunities for Calbreds. You know, we have 4 2-year-old maiden races in 3 days because we were able to bring the races back. The races are filling well. It's great to see people, the stories that Pete has, and all the support from, you know, all the breeders and owners in California. It's wonderful. And I really want to thank Fox for being out here. You know, between New York and California, those are the 2 top state bred programs in the country. And so I think it's just fitting that you all are here, and we really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate the CTBA and the support that they give the horsemen here in California. Speaking of that, you guys just announced last week a brand new bonus. Can you walk us through the bonus?
Yeah, sure. So we were brainstorming, trying to come up with something creative, you know, a real big incentive for our sale. And so what we've come up with is a $500,000 bonus, which I don't know of any other sales company that's been able to offer something like this. And basically it's any yearling that goes through that's a graduate of the sale. The first winner of a grade 1 as a 2 or 3-year-old is eligible for this $500,000 bonus, which is split $250,000 to the owner of the horse when it was entered in the sale, and then $250,000 to the owner of the horse when it wins.
So not only is it an incentive for someone to buy a more expensive horse, but to take chances in some of these grade 1s as well.
No, absolutely, and because with these Calbreds, you know, when you go through your conditions and you win, particularly with a 2-year-old, you win one of our early 2-year-old stakes, take a shot in a grade 1, you know, and this will definitely help those fields as well. And it's just, like I said, it's something that, you know, I wanted more participation from the California farms and breeders, and I think we have more horses entered this year than we did last year at this time, which is great, and the quality seems to be, you know, much better, and it seems to be getting better every year, to be honest with you.
All right, looking forward to that bonus next year and the sales this year. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. 5 minutes away from this 9th coming up. Should anyone be even money in this field?
I don't think so. I thought this was a tough race.
Well, I think the public's looking at the 4, and the lone times this horse has sprinted, he's 2 for 2, and by open lengths. Now you're looking at the 2 Curlin Command. You know, I always subscribe to big rider, small barn. Now Brendan Galvin, very good conditioner, puts the blinkers on. You get Juan Hernandez, who's been on this gelding. 17-1 is a ridiculous price on the 2. I don't like the horse to win the race, but that horse should be around 8 to 10-1, if that.
Yeah, one trying dirt for the first time, the 2. Huge number. As we get a look at the 1 here, Rodrigo knows that horse off a long time away, JK. That was a productive effort coming back off the bench. If he improves off that, certainly could be tough.
Yeah, I'm going to land here. If you look at his last race, the 5.5, it wasn't the best race. But you look at the race before that, he went 11 furlongs. He went 11 furlongs, took a long break, comes back for 5. Obviously, the race going 5.5 was a setup for this race. You go 3 races back to the race at Los Al. He got a fast number that day, going longer. I think this horse will be finishing while the rest of them are stopping.
I like that horse too, the 1. You know, the interesting horse is the 9, Frank Bullitt. This horse is actually the second in your will pays, and a horse that is 0 for 10 on turf, but does have a win on dirt. Tyler Bates, horse is in very good form. It's just, do you really want to play that horse at 5-1? And I apologize, the 4 Matt at 5, they're playing that horse off that race in Carla Gaines' barn. They're probably thinking, okay, Son of Tamarando will be better on the dirt. Even money.
Yeah, I mean, look, undefeated for Peter Miller sprinting, but that was on grass. But yeah, it's shown very good dirt form. Those first 2 tries, no question. Showed speed too, and he's got turf sprint speed, so he may be the quick of the quick. No,
I think so, right?
Although probably coming out of a mile race, does that dull that speed at all?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Joel Rosario gets aboard. He had a winner earlier. Or no, he wasn't on the Peter Miller runner. He was on the Peter Miller runner earlier. There's the 9. You know, this race is interesting because a lot of these horses have way better form on turf. Almost all of them. Even this 5. The 5 is the kind of horse, I don't like playing horse that broke their maiden first time against winners. But Peter Urton's not a guy that wins first time out. This horse got left and won, but it was on the grass, so I really don't know what to do with the 5 Moment of Valor.
So post-parade coming up shortly. I want to remind everyone to get signed up, started, play along with the official betting app of Saratoga. Naira Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Bet on over 300 tracks around the world and start winning today. Spot 200, that code to use at sign up. Get that $200 deposit match. New customer bonus. Play with us all meet long at Del Mar, Saratoga, and beyond. Right there. Again, NairaBets.com. So this late double starts here as they make their way onto the track for our post parade coming up. And public right now heavily siding with the Peter Miller runner, who certainly showed good dirt form in the first couple of starts of the career with a different barn. We know is quick with those 2 sprint wins on the lawn. And Joel Rosario, JK, will be aboard.
Yeah, I mean, look, Peter Miller knows his way around sprinters. Like we talked about earlier in the show, he won 2 back-to-back Breeders' Cup Turf Sprints. He won Breeders' Cup Sprints with Roy H. He knows his way around speed, and let's see if he can use some of that speed with this horse, Matt, at 5. The 4 is taking all the money right now.
So we'll kick off the post parade here when they make that turn here in just a moment with that gray in our screen and those blue and white silks. Rodrigo Knows, who is coming off a lengthy layoff, raced long on the turf, mile 3/8 on the turf when the Del Mar meet ended last summer. First start back was sprinting on the dirt and an effective return running 4th.
Yeah, this horse absolutely feels like the type that's going to use that last race as a setup.
Dirt debut for this one, Curlin Command.
This horse is another horse that could bring a lot of speed to the party.
A huge effort from this runner last start. Clever Clover in a win.
Yeah, I thought the horse ran pretty good. He's switching barns to see if that helps or hurts.
Matt at 5, the favorite, back to dirt.
Comes with a bullet drill. Looks tremendous on the racetrack. Wow.
Here's the Peter Urton runner who debuted and won on turf. This will be the dirt debut.
Yeah, making the switch to dirt is interesting after winning first out on the turf.
Kerry Gold will have Cantus Sormo.
Yeah, probably a little bit slower than I would like, but not impossible if you're looking for a bomb.
Apparently a very strong work, according to the DRF clock report, for It's a Cinch coming in.
9-1's a ridiculous price. This horse could be your speed. Edwin Maldonado likes to send, and this horse might have the best dirt races.
And Frank Bullitt, as we mentioned early on in the career, a dirt win, gate to wire. It's been mostly turf since.
Yeah, a lot of turf since. That'd be a little concern for me. Maybe this is just an afterthought to get back to the dirt.
So post time coming up for the 9th here on opening day from Del Mar and our Fox Sports 1 coverage. Let's go back to Todd and Simon.
Greg, JK, Polyman, thank you. Simon, let's start with the favorite in here. How do you view the 4, Matt at 5? Good favorite or questionable favorite?
Well, look, on face value, I think the turn back really suits it, right? Coming
That's
out of a
our
mile,
audience right there,
yeah,
too.
coming out of a mile race.
In case you guys didn't know, Simon does not memorize all this. He actually has papers and notes.
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah, we took you behind the curtain.
But the turn back in distance, I think, is what's going to play into his favor here, going from a route to 6.5 furlongs here. The dirt could be an issue. 0 for 2 on the dirt.
All right, and even money right now. As far as where other money is showing up on the tote board, there's 2 horses vying for second choice in here. The 5, Moment of Valor, who is currently 5-1, and the 9, Frank Bullitt, who's 5-1. With Moment of Valor coming off that debut win, but it was the regular turf course over at Santa Anita going 6.5. Why do you think they're bringing this horse back on the dirt?
Opportunities for races, the upcoming timing. This horse ran on the 25th of May. Nice to get a runner here opening day. Go to the dirt. Actually, the dirt is probably better suited to the pedigree by Army Mule out of a Medaglia d'Oro mare. The race was good. The 4th and 6th place finishes came out of there to win. So Moment of Valor, trying winners for the first time, I think is in a good spot.
Well, and then with Frank Bullitt, he has a dubious lifetime record. He's 1 for 13 with 5 seconds. Now, 10 of those tries were on the turf. 0 for 10 there with the 5 seconds. We've got an announcement here.
Tomorrow's card.
Okay, just being announced. Yeah, so an announcement that they already have a pick 6 carryover. Greg alluded to this. The start of the pick 6 had a 40-1 shot. That already put it in a precarious spot that would probably have a carryover. And with 2 races remaining in the sequence, credit to Del Mar to get that information out to the betting public early, but a little over 80,000 in the pick 6 carryover into tomorrow. So again, no one going to hit the pick 6 here. Carryover into tomorrow. Tomorrow is San Diego Day, and that is a traditional prep race to the biggest race of the meet, the Pacific Classic.
Yeah, looking forward to the return of journalism, and 11 races tomorrow. Not a 10-race program, 11-race program. First post, 2 p.m. Pacific.
All right, as the field gets closer to the starting gate, we go back to Michelle Yu.
Thanks, guys. Was able to get a really good look at these horses in the paddock, and I cannot talk you off your favorite and my top choice. Mad at 5 is actually a private purchase by Peter Miller and his ownership group right there, and he's done really well for them. You know, last time out, I think they tried that ride of ground, found it wasn't to his liking, and so they're going to bring him back at the sprint. Now, he is eligible to be able to run in this condition again because as a Calbred, you can win this level or this condition either long and short on the same surface, or you can do it 1 on dirt and 1 on turf. So he has cleared the condition on the grass, and that's why they had the opportunity to run him here on the main track without being in for the claiming tag. Joel Rosario going to be taking over riding here. He looked very comfortable as they walked out. I also thought the 5 Moment of Valor was very worthy of a play, especially at the price. He's the one to look at. I'm not always a huge fan of first-time versus winners horses, but this horse was so impressive on debut. He had some issues out of the sale, and they decided to wait on him, and it was the right thing to do for him. He came from off the pace to really be a comfortable winner. He is going to be trying dirt here, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for him. He looks like he works fantastically on the main track over at Santa Anita. So looking at Peter Ern's Moment of Valor as a nice 5-1 shot in here. I also thought the 8, if you're going to have a looker, came out looking fantastic. He's a son of so he's a big chestnut just like his daddy. Should be forwardly placed, which could mess a little bit with your favorite, but I'm curious about the condition here because he's already cleared his conditions. I'm not sure why he's in here not eligible to be claimed, but he's an interesting sort on the class drop, guys.
Yeah, I want to go back to a horse that Michelle mentioned on looks, because I thought the horse had a chance on paper, and that is the 8, It's Ascent. She also said this horse looks fast in a race where, yeah, there might be some pace, but the 8 is sitting up on the board at 9-1. You got a Sin Rider and Edwin Maldonado. He gets a lot of business from Michelle's husband, who's a trainer and won a race earlier, FOMO Joe, trainer Ryan Hansen. What do you think of the 8 in here, Simon?
Look, I understand you're thinking and reasoning, and the price is good, and he comes out of a solid race. 3 next out winners, including the winner, Dakota County, faced Crude Velocity 2 starts back. In fact, he was just ahead behind him in the early stages of the race. My problem with It's a Cinch is the distance. I'm not sure he wants to see the 6.5 furlongs. He'll be getting tired where horses like Mad of 5 will come running late. My selection, I ended up with the 1, who's 7-1, Rodrigo Knows, Hector Palmer. Look at his record. He's 1 for 17 on turf. That's where he's lived most of his life. But his dirt starts 2 for 6, a second and a third. I think he's better on dirt. And while most of his races have been around 2 turns, I think that prep race at Los Al going 5.5 sets him up perfectly for this afternoon.
Just listening to our analysts talk about this race, there's a lot of directions to go. You've heard everyone's opinion here. The most important opinion is yours, and hopefully you're playing it right now through NYRA Bets, because the field has reached the starting gate to the next to last race on this opening day card. Race number 9 here at Del Mar. Our favorite throughout the wagering has been the 4, Matt at 5 at even money. Joel Rosario aboard. He took a lot of play today. He clearly was a jockey that a lot of players keyed on, because obviously the publicity coming in that he's coming back to California, it seemed to show up in the wagering. He hasn't converted a lot of opportunities, though.
Not yet, but it's obviously we're only at day 1. But yeah, I mean, a lot of racegoers here remember him. He dominated here for several years.
Don't miss out on the action. Become a NYRA Bets account holder today. You've got that $200 deposit match bonus. You can scan that QR code or go to nyrabets.com and make sure you use that promo code of SPA200. Field about set to go. Race number 9 here at Del Mar. Larry Colmus with the call.
They're off. Curlin Command on the inside started well. There goes Mad at 5 up to grab the front, though, and it's going to be Mad at 5 to the lead. It's a cinch alongside in second. Outside of them, Frank Bullitt is away running in third. Moment of Valor is fourth and behind them. Then Kerry Gold to the outside. Clever Clover, Curlin Command is second last early after a good start. Rodrigo Knows is the trailer up the backstretch. And now it is It's a Cinch who takes charge. Leads at a half a length over Frank Bullitt through a 22.89 opening quarter mile. Then the favorite Mad at 5, who's third and pinned down on the inside. A length and a half off the lead. Looks to be full of run and needs a way through. Kerry Gold is 3 wide on the turn. Moment of Valor is 5th in between those two. Clever Clover is 6th and down toward the inside. Curlin Command is circling up on the far outside with a bit of run as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. And now Frank Bullitt and Tyler Bays have taken charge as they turn for home. They're in front by 2.5 lengths. Mad at 5 on the outside, set down in second with 1 furlong to go. It is Frank Bullitt. Frank Bullitt has opened up 3 lengths on Mad at 5 coming down to the wire, and Frank Bullitt and Tyler Bays will do it. Mad at 5 has to settle for second, and then It's a Cinch and Moment of Valor.
Frank Bullitt getting the win at a nice price here, 6-1. Congratulations to trainer Debbie Winnick. How about Tyler Bays? Obviously a longtime presence on the circuit. But Simon, it makes you wonder about this horse's career record. We mentioned 1 for 13, but 10 of those tries were on the turf. If you isolate the dirt, this horse is now 2 for 4 on the dirt.
0 for 10 on the turf.
Yeah.
This is where this horse belongs. He burnt some money the last couple of starts. If you played him the last 2, you want to come back today because you get rewarded here. Clearly he's found a home on the dirt. 9-4, and I think it was the 8 in third.
And I'm pretty sure you're right. 6-1 over even money, over 7-1. 9-4-8, you skate in race number 9 at Del Mar. We have 1 more race to come. We will finish the day on the Jimmy Durante turf course, but we already know there will be a pick 6 carryover into tomorrow, Greg, as you mentioned, that 40-1 shot, tough to come by to start the pick 6 sequence.
Yeah, indeed, Todd. That was straight and miss for Paul Capestro to start things off back in race 5. Big price, Paulie, on a horse, and you pointed it out. Second start of this 4-year-old's career. Went gate to wire on the dirt. This was just his 4th try on the dirt.
Yeah, and you can see Tyler Bays had a ton of racehorses, son of Grayson. 0 for 10 on the turf, like Todd and Simon were saying. Now 2 for 4, and I would think a lifetime best is like 80-some-odd buyer, and I think they're going to keep this horse, this Calbred, on the dirt.
9-4-8-5, JK.
Yeah, I mean, it would be very silly to run this horse on the turf again.
It just shows you these, you know, when it comes down to this level, the state breds, speed is key. They ran out of the race 8-9-4. They finished 9-4-8. Not a lot of passing with these Calbreds. You got to be careful. And then Frank Bullitt just kind of laid off into cinch. And Joel Rosario was not intent on going to the front end with Matt at 5, and the race was over.
Frank Bullitt getting back on a dirt surface for the first time since October of last year. And it's a winning effort. Now 2 wins from 14 starts to win at 6-1. Nightcap still to come. Going to close things out on opening day from Del Mar. at a mile on the grass when we come back. So gorgeous. And this part of Southern California got the finale when we come back on our FS1 coverage.
Monmouth Park's main event is Naira Betts Haskell Day, Saturday, July 18th. Watch and wager as the country's top 3-year-olds converge on the Jersey Shore to enhance their championship credentials. Play our $400,000 guaranteed pick 4 and $300,000 late pick 5 on a card that includes 6 stakes races. First post is 12 noon. It's all Naira Betts Haskell Day, Saturday, July 18th at Monmouth Park Racetrack.
So much to do in the surrounding area around Del Mar, Cedros Avenue, palm tree lined shops in sunny Solana Beach. To shop eclectic local independent boutiques, galleries, home goods stores, more than 85 shops jam-packed into 2.5 blocks. Can easily handle this in an afternoon. Great way to spend your day.
Dangerous, dangerous place. Because there's so much shopping. If you take your significant other, there's so much shopping going on. But if you let the drinks flow, that credit card could get opened.
Make sure you hit a pick 5.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're going to head there. We have an objection. Top 3 finishers on the board. The 9, the 4, the 8. All flashing right now here in this 9th from Del Mar, JK.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to take a look at it, but we're going to now.
Yeah, the fact that they're all blinking is that maybe Edwin Maldonado I think the 9 came over on the 8 right here. And I think that's the objection. I don't think there's much there, but I think
clear, isn't he?
Yeah, it's 100% clear. It's a bad objection, but that's what they're looking at right now. Edwin Maldonado against Tyler Bays. Yeah, I don't know. He kind of overreacts a little bit, throws his head on the 8. But here's the deal. The 8 was always running 3rd. I mean, it didn't cost this horse any position.
I mean, wow.
So it's, the pan view is going to look a little worse, right? We just saw. Now watch here. See right there? I think that's what he's saying. He made it tight on him. I don't know about that, man.
Seemed like, he was clear at that point. This is not an inquiry from the stewards. This was an objection lodged by the connections of, your 3rd place finisher, the 8.
Connections. They should have the erroneous objection back. That should be a thing still. You can't be calling from the 5th floor going, my horse got steadied. I'm sorry.
Or maybe you can give them a yellow card. 9-4-8-5. So stewards will go through the necessary steps, talk to the riders, obviously look through this as well. We got one look at it, JK. Appeared to be clear in your view as well?
Yeah, look, I know we're pretty used to kind of, our stewards here, the rules here, how things go. I mean, I've watched a lot of California racing. I know you have, Paul has as well. I'm surprised this is still flashing, and something tells me before I stop talking, it will stop.
Former rider Louis Hargey actually rode for me and rode for Simon Bray. He used to be the backup rider basically for Mike Smith. As you see in the aerial cam, he's one of the Del Mar stewards.
Up front, watch this 9-horse come over on the 8.
And it's around that turn. I just don't see now. I think the 8 just kind of a little bit squirrely on Edwin Maldonado. Tyler Bays did nothing there besides go by. Gave him a little bit of a breeze.
They're neck and neck, and then Tyler's going to cruise over to the inside.
Like I said, you're eating a little chicken salad sandwich. Hey, somebody hurt my horse. Come on, man.
This would be a bit of a shock if there was a change made, but we'll wait and see what happens. And it's tough too in your connections, or even if you play this horse and you see that sign go up. Got to be frustrating for Tyler Bays.
Yeah.
But you got to sit it out, wait, and take your turn talking to the stewards. Here's the issue again. Is there room right there? It appears there is. That seems pretty ticky-tack.
I don't think Tyler moved. It's basically Edwin Maldonado turning his horse's head a little bit right here, but he doesn't come in one iota, JK. Okay, good.
And the ejection has come down. The result, I want to say will stand. We saw a result come down here last week, and there actually was a change, but I believe the result will stand. So 9-4-8-5. Debbie Winnick, Tyler Bays, and Frank Bullitt getting back to dirt with the victory.
Yeah, I was. I didn't have a lot to say. I was shocked that they were even looking at it. I mean, he was clear. They didn't touch.
Yeah.
But
Paul, you played professional sports, and I mean, how do you feel? Worth taking a shot or no?
No. I had an umpire tell me one time, if you pull another pitch into the strike zone, you're not going to get another call. So there's sometimes where you're going to upset the stewards a little bit by going, wait a second, I'm going to call down here as the connections. You kind of can't take that a little bit serious. So at the end of the day, you have to make a legit call as an athlete going, okay, this horse really did hinder. And my point is, wouldn't you think Edwin Maldonado would be like, you know what, they did nothing. But maybe he agreed with the owners there. Who knows?
Yeah, it may not have been his call. It could have been the trainer's call. It could have been the owner's call. Yeah. We don't know. In the end, result stands. Frank Bullitt, 6-1, $14 winner. We already knew going into this race we would, on the first day of the meet, have a pick six carryover going into the first Saturday that includes journalism returning in the San Diego and a prep for the Pacific Classic. So an even money favorite defeated here. And a $14 winner, Frank Bullitt, getting back to dirt and looking very effective on that surface here as we move into the nightcap here on opening day from Del Mar. Mile on the turf, maiden special weight, fillies and mares 3 and up, and several runners that appear to be very interesting in here. Simon Bray all day has been talking about the 7 goodies, 2 sprints stretching out now for Phil D'Amato.
Yeah, I mean, a horse that had some, in the National Turf workout report, had some nice works as well, but will be moving to the grass. Excuse me, it wasn't the grass. I'm sorry. Worked on the dirt last time. I liked when you get to see him work on the turf. You don't get to see that at Santa Anita. I like a horse that's 14-1 down towards the inside, the 3 Jasmine.
All right, well, much more on this one coming up. Let's check in with Michelle Yu.
Okay, 3, 2. Novita Dominga goes postward for John Sadler. Just to start under her belt, John, and we're watching her get saddled here. The behavior is completely different than her career debut.
Yeah, she got spooked in the tunnel the first time at Santa Anita and didn't really know what the heck was going on. But she's had a freshening and trained up good for this race. So, I'm excited to get her going again. I didn't, this would be my least favorite post at Del Mar. A mile, on turf is 12, but it is what it is. So we'll leave it up to the jock to work out her trip.
Now, on debut, she obviously had those issues. She ended up being far behind. Do you expect to see her more forwardly placed today?
I think it just depends on the break. If he breaks fast, and maybe he'll go up a little bit, then get over. If he breaks a little slow, he'll get over, and then have to work his way through.
Looking at the company lines, that was a very formful race. Does it kind of gear you on that you think that she's got some quality?
Yeah, I think she does. I think she's a nice filly, and this is what she's going to want to do, run 2 turns on the grass. So hopefully we get a good one in today.
What's it like gearing up for Del Mar and being here for opening day, John?
This is a classic Del Mar day. Beautiful weather, a lot of people here, and everybody's dressed up and looking good. So this was, I don't know what the attendance was, but it looked really full to me.
It was definitely full as we fought our way through the tunnel a lot. Best of luck in the last.
Thank you, Michelle.
And congratulations. 18 minutes away from the finale. Of course, Saturday, the Jersey Shore. Heated Haskell matchup indeed. Preakness winner Napoleon Solo. Grade 1 winner, Further Ado, and a strong supporting cast. Ready to rock and roll in that 3-year-old division. Stay with us.
Up alongside of Knightsbridge, and now these two will turn for home together. Imagination on the outside to the front. Knightsbridge back into second. T.O. Elvis, the horse from Japan, has rushed up on the outside, and he has taken the lead. He's taking off. Oh, look at T.O. Elvis pull away in the last 16th of a mile. Even business today. Japan's T.O. Elvis crushed them.
Elvis is in the building.
Yes, he is. This weekend, catch the season debut of Fox Saratoga Saturday. Having won a historic 9 out of the last 10 runnings, champion trainer Chad Brown returns with multiple contenders starting in the Duncan Diana. Fox Saratoga Saturday kicks off 2 Eastern on Fox.
Join us at Saratoga Racecourse for the 6th annual New York Thoroughbred Aftercare Day. This special live race day celebrates retired racehorses and fun for the whole family. Free with paid admission Friday, July 24th.
For 100 years, we've built tools to work in nature with legendary performance and quality to master every challenge. Tools for people like you who work like a pro with heart and soul. Built for nature, trusted since 1926. Steel.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. RTN has packages that start at $5 per month.
Journalism is third now, continues a sustained run on the outside. They're at the top of the stretch in the NyraBets Haskell. Gosker head in front, goal-oriented, trying to keep up. He's second. Journalism on the outside needs to quicken right now. 1 furlong to go. Gosker, goal-oriented inside, stubborn. Journalism, here he comes with those big, robust strides. Journalism, he's the headliner today.
Last year's Haskell winner had won the Preakness. That sensational performance from Journalism when he was able to re-rally and run down Gosker, and then this effort getting Gosker again. Such a terrific 3-year-old campaign. Will our Haskell winner from this year come from the Preakness? Napoleon Solo, breakthrough effort. We'll line up, JK.
I prefer a couple of others. He ran well. He certainly has a right to win. I'm more of a Further Ado in the Puma guy. Those 2 horses I liked going into the Kentucky Derby. Unfortunately, the Puma wasn't able to run, but he had a nice foundation. I think he should be fine off the break. And then Further Ado for me, who I thought ran well last time, but they got to deal with this guy and Napoleon Solo.
What'd you think of his Preakness, Paul?
I thought it was good. I think a lot of people just forgot about him. You know, when he ran in New York, Chad Summers said he was a couple works short. I think that fooled a lot of people, but we've seen that now that it seems like the New York races, the Wood Memorial, and all those other races have kind of been pretty good, and sort of franked that a little bit. I think this was the real Napoleon Solo. I think you're going to see him again. Tactically, he's probably got the edge on a lot of these horses. I think he's got to deal with Baby Vino, the horse that Paco Lopez rode last time in the Long Branch, maybe early, but he draws good outside with Ocelli, the horse that doesn't have a lot of speed. Maybe he can dictate. You do get a racetrack at Monmouth Park that, tends to help horses like him on the front end.
Working incredibly fast on the Belmont training track, the Preakness winner Napoleon Solo for this comeback effort. We haven't seen him since that Preakness win, May 16th. As for further ado, those two lights-out performances at Keeneland, but also a multiple graded stakes winner at Churchill Downs. Can he take his game to Monmouth Park?
I don't see why not. I mean, like we talked about a little bit earlier, I understand that his big performances were at Keeneland, but he's also had a big performance at Churchill, but he's also a lightly raced horse. He hasn't had a chance to run at a lot of different places. So maybe he was just having a bad day the 2 times he didn't run great elsewhere. I still believe he's one of the best horses in this group, and I think he'll prove it tomorrow.
Let me ask you something, Greg. If you throw out his Kentucky Derby, is he not the heavy favorite in this race?
I would think so.
Right?
I actually thought there was a case for him to be a heavier favorite than he was in the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, he was the favorite that day. Obviously didn't run to it. We'll see what he gives us. Arad Ortiz Jr. will be aboard for Brad Cox. You can get some win bet protection. Bet at least $20 to win on any horse in the Grade 1 Naira Bets Haskell. You'll get your $20 back if your horse finishes second. You have to opt in at NairaBets.com. 5:45 Eastern start time when they break from the gate for that Grade 1 Naira Bets Haskell. As we take a look at our summer 3-year-old stakes schedule, JK, what a fun summer we have ahead. And of course, we know Golden Tempo going to have to wait on the pass on the Jim Dandy, I should say, and we'll train up to the DraftKings Travers.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's fine. I'm not too worried about that with him. He's had, 2 races at 1.25 miles that he won, the Belmont and the Derby. He's got a race at 1 3/16 miles this year in the Louisiana Derby. I think he'll be fine just to tighten the screws here between now and the Travers.
This was him back to work today for the first time since that Belmont win, Paulie. 4 furlongs, 48-4, doing it by himself, and according to reports from the barn, loved what they saw.
Yeah, I've never seen a closing type like him. He works very sharp. I mean, before the Belmont, he had worked 59 a bullet. He obviously loves that surface in Lexington. And another nice drill, 48-4. Like you said, the gallop out in 114. I'm with JK. Fitness, not a problem. And you've already proved the Lexus Racecourse.
Last to first in the Kentucky Derby, and then kind of silenced his critics, not just with the Belmont Stakes win, but the way that track was playing that day. We didn't think a horse could come from that far back to win the way things were going.
Yeah, and the pace wasn't all that quick. I mean, I agree. I was one of those critics. I thought he got a huge setup in the Kentucky Derby, and I still think he got a huge setup in the Kentucky Derby, but I thought that was an indicator of how good he actually was. Then he shows up here, gets bad circumstances, and still overcomes that to win the Belmont Stakes.
So we will see him on Travers Day for Cherie DeVaux. Jose Ortiz, what a year he has had to this point, probably. We got a long way to go. Leader in the clubhouse for an Eclipse Award as outstanding rider with all he has accomplished. Our nightcap still to come from opening day at Del Mar. Mile on the turf to close it out in this maiden special weight where we have a 5-2 favorite in Ulysses Rose, Michael McCarthy, Juan Hernandez. We'll take a look at the 9 in just a little bit, coming out of back-to-back stakes races as a maiden.
Yeah, he certainly makes a lot of sense at a short price. I thought there were some other horses that in here that I thought were at least in the mix, but the way she's ran in her last 2 starts, the figures that were earned in those races, the company that she's faced, it makes total sense why she's so short.
Probably a little interested. She went 1.25 miles, mile and a half the last couple of starts, the favorite, the 9.
Yeah, and both of those races were stakes races. She ran without Lasix. Off the plane, she ran a good race, going, 1 mile, and just missed with Lasix as your favorite. This is a really tough race. A lot of runners that you could go to in here. She's definitely one of them, the 9 in here, Ulysses Rose.
Well, they make that turn. We'll kick things off with The 2 here, Golden Hope, 18-1 from the inside, Vladimir Sarin trains.
Yeah, almost took a field, gate to wire. Now, it was a little skirmish behind the gate and reluctant to load. We'll see what happens today.
Peter Urtenbarn with Jasmine, who tried to go gate to wire last start.
Yeah, I'm going to land here. I think there's an option with a big price. I think she could either get loose on the front end or at least save a lot of ground.
Graded stakes placed and was just a runner-up at this level, Pentel Bay.
Yeah, it was a good race last time. If you look at the wheel pace, this horse is the lowest in all the pick 3s, pick 4s, and pick 5s.
Here's Peachy Canyon, Umberto Rizpoli.
Yeah, another one I think has a shot in here. Has been taking money in the last 3 starts. Has been a little bit disappointing to this point.
Debut, Helen's Time.
Yeah, this horse is bred for the turf. Not that this time out of a Grand Slam mare, so not a bad look at 30-1.
2 sprints, stretch out for Phil D'Amato, Goodies.
Yeah, Simon Bray's been talking a lot about this one.
Molly E, a big number with Tiago Pereira.
Not a bad effort from going from 6.5 to 1 mile and 1/8 last time. Can improve.
Ulysses Rose coming out of back-to-back stakes and against older company.
Yeah, and getting out of those stakes, she gets Lasix as well.
Jet Black Jewel Kenta Sormo for Bob Hess Jr.
It's a dangerous combination, these two, and you're getting 10-1.
36-1 next door. Rabid Response, who gets back to turf.
Yeah, I just don't really love any of those races this horse has run.
And we heard from John Sadler earlier in an interview with Michelle Yu. Novita Dominga, dangerous. Took a ton of money first time out in a productive race.
Looks tremendous on the racetrack. Daughter of Not this time. Now, if you're a 3-year-old here, you get 5 pounds on your shoulders. I have a feeling this horse might run a big race at a price.
Surprised that one's that big a number. Joel Rosario will ride. The mom was a stakes winner on the grass. This is her first foal. And the winner of that debut effort from Novita Dominga came back and won the China Doll next time out. All right, where are you guys going to wind up?
I'm going to land on the 3. Inside Speed. We saw Speed do well on this turf course a little bit earlier. I don't expect to see that performance we saw out of Proliterate, but I do think that this horse at 16-1 could get involved with a nice inside trip.
I landed on the 5, Peachy Canyon. I learned a long time ago, especially Del Mar, the turf races, when horses come from the Midwest, from Churchill Circuit, or actually from Belmont, the turf runners are just better. But when you go to dirt, the California horses can hang out here. So I think it's a little bit different. So I'll take a 5 with Peachy Canyon. Lauren Robson and Berto Rispoli.
6 minutes to post in this finale on what's been a tremendous opening day here at Del Mar. Let's go back to Todd and Simon.
Greg, I have to tell you, you know what has not been tremendous, and Greg can't answer because they turned off his mic. I'll just say it for him. You're handicapping. You've been terrible today.
Yeah, I have.
No, you've been really bad.
Yep.
No, there's like bad, there's really bad, and then there's Simon bad today.
Yeah.
However, in this last race, you declared early in the day, this was one of your best plays of the day. So I don't know what to do. You've been so bad, I could go, I'm going to dismiss it, or you've been so bad that I'm like, well, his best play probably is not going to come through.
Right. And that's all he needs is one, right? To make up for the rest of the day.
A walk-off home run.
A walk-off home run.
That's what it is. So
exactly.
who is the horse you like in here?
I'm going LaDuca style. I'm pointing to the bleachers up there. I'm going with the 7 Goodies. 2 sprints to a route. I've mentioned this all afternoon. If you watch the replay of this race, you can see that he had a troubled trip. He had to wait. Once he got clear, he looked like a horse that wants the 2 turns. He's by-collected, who was a 2-turn horse. His offspring do well on the grass. It's all the things I like, Todd. You know that. 2 sprints, stretching out.
The 7 Goodies, Simon, one of his best plays of the day. You've given us great insight, even if it hasn't turned into winners. And all that would matter is if you got this winner in the last. That's the memory that we would have. But we do have a race to look at, and that is Ulysses Rose, who currently is vying for favoritism with the horse that you like, the 7 Goodies. And the last time we saw Ulysses Rose, taking a look at this race back on April 5th, and this was actually 3 starts ago, and it was at the 1 mile distance that we have here today. The 2 subsequent starts after finishing 3rd in the U.S. debut, they stretched this horse out and really didn't seem to improve, so maybe coming back to the mile distance could make a big difference.
Well, when you're in a maiden running against Stakes Company, in the last 2 starts, she ran in the Santa Barbara, 1.5 miles, and then in the Possibly Perfect. Let's run her against horses that have the same eligibility to her, and that's what they're doing today. Last time she ran, Todd, she was 7th. Second in that race was a horse called Innovative, who is trained by Phil D'Amato. That's the horse that Goodies has been outworking the last 2 workouts.
So Simon likes Goodies in the last, and someone who's been great all day. Michelle Yu, help us in this final race.
Well, originally I did like Goodies, but when I heard that was Simon's pick, I jumped off ship. So I kind of hope his trend continues now. I'm going to end up on John Sadler to the outside. I think that she's really interesting in there. You know, she was well backed in that debut where she completely lost her cool. She broke from the rail. She just, you know, you heard from John earlier about how it just didn't pan out what they wanted from her. I know she's breaking from the outside, and it's a tough spot to be in because the run into that turn is going to be very short for her. But if you have a horse that is so well intended first time out and you can make a big excuse for it, I feel like that's a horse I want to look back at. She's been training very forwardly for John on the main track, but she ran well, or she's going to run on grass today. She's bred to run fine on the turf. He says she wants to go 2 turns. In John, I trust. I love the fact that the race she's coming out of, even though she didn't run great, has been a very, very productive race with Mo Stash coming out of there to come back and break her maiden and then win a stakes race. Counterbalance coming back to win at least 1 stake, maybe 2 for the Ammerman. So a really good race. So Navita Dominga in here, I feel like, is going to be facing foes that she should be able to tangle with. I like the price, 8-1. I'll take that all day long on her. Plus, she's been very, very well behaved here. And, you know, they haven't had a lot of opportunity to school down at Del Mar because we only got down here 4 or 5 days ago. And, you know, the track atmosphere, where they saddle, they have the big grass tunnels and everything. The horse have to walk through a tunnel both ways. I think it could be a situation where, seeing how this filly acted first time out, she certainly could have lost her cool here, and she has been very poised throughout the entirety of the warm-up and the saddling process. I've liked watching her on the track as well. So I'm going to just kind of jump away from Simon's pick and end up on the 12, Navita Dominga. But Goody's very interesting with the 2 sprints to a route. I'd certainly think from a pedigree standpoint she wants to go long in there. And I think LaDuca liked the 5 Peachy Canyon. I couldn't talk you off of her based on the way she looks right here. I didn't back her, but I think that she looked good. So if you're looking for a shipper, she's intriguing as well, Todd.
Michelle, great hustle all day. I know it's been a long day for you. You were even here at sound check at like 9 in the morning, but that's how much all of us love Del Mar, and it has been a privilege to bring you racing on site here. Simon, making history on Fox Sports 1, bringing opening day of Del Mar to the America's Day at the Races audience.
Yeah, just an honor and a privilege to do that. Two of the best jewels of racing on the East Coast, Saratoga. And what a great transition. End their card, you sweep right into Del Mar here out on the West Coast. 2 different vibes, but one we can both enjoy.
And we've talked to a lot of the executives within the California thoroughbred racing industry today, and they're all excited about this partnership with Fox Sports and the New York Racing Association. So a lot of good feelings on this opening day, and we hope you've enjoyed the next best thing, because truly being here is the best thing. But if you couldn't be here for opening day, we hope you enjoyed the next best thing, watching our coverage on America's Day at the Races and on Fox Sports 1. And Simon, you know we love you, right? Like, bad handicapping days happen.
Oh, it happens all the time, yeah.
To the best.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be with anyone else other than you. You know that.
I got broad shoulders.
And we've been together many, many times.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's all good.
About to move into line here for the 10th and final. Simon, send us out with a winner.
Goodies, the 7. Let's get it home.
And as the field moves into line for the 10th and final, a reminder that carryover in the Pick 6 tomorrow of over $80,000 will be awaiting on San Diego Handicap Day. 11 race card after 10 today. And then for the programming here on America's Day at the Races, what a day it's going to be tomorrow as we take you around the Eastern Seaboard in a big day at Monmouth Park. Haskell Day. I'm going to catch a plane tonight out of San Diego, meet Paul LaDuca down there and the rest of the team, and going to bring you Haskell Day coverage from Oceanport, New Jersey, where I've heard it's probably going to rain. We're not going to have weather like this, but that's something that you will hear first when you watch our coverage. One other quick thing as they move into line here, you got about 5 more to go. Get your plays in through Naira Bets. Would be remiss if I did not mention 2 names on our broadcast today. Tim Herrera, our stage manager, hustled and made this work. I've never seen cell phones produce television like this in my life before. I don't know how it works, but he does. Tim Herrera, thank you. And the amazing Jennifer Sullivan. You can't even give her the proper title. She does everything. Jennifer, we could not do this without you. Thank you very much. Biggest thank you, though, is for those of you watching on Fox Sports 1, America's Day at the Races, and seeing us bring you opening day of the 2026 Del Mar Summer Meet. For the final time today, Let's go up to track announcer Larry Colmus for the last of the load and then the call. It's the conclusion to opening day at Del Mar, race 10, live on America's Day at the Races on Fox Sports 1.
Rapid Response moving in. Here's Peachy Canyon. Helen's Time. And Novita Dominga. They're all in line. They're off. And it's Golden Hope on the inside, starting well. Novita Dominga on the far outside with speed, and Jasmine came out with those two out for the front. And then Goodies bumped a bit at the break and back running in fourth position early on. Jet Black Jewel is fifth to the outside by another two, and then comes Pentel Bay. Ulysses Rose in between horses, moving into that turn. Rapid Response is next. Break of another 2 lengths more to Molly E., who's racing to the outside of Helen's Time and Peachy Canyon at the back. Heading to the backstretch, Golden Hope and Jasmine leading the way through a 22.75 opening quarter mile. Novita Dominguez third on the outside. Goodies is fourth down toward the rail. Jet Black Jewel fifth between those two with 3.5 lengths to gain. It's two back to Pentel Bay, who's inside of Ulysses Rose, and Rapid Response just outside of them. Then Peachy Canyon, Helen's Time, and the trailer Molly E. 47.02 was the half mile, racing for the far turn. All in pursuit of Golden Hope and Aviciel Jaramillo. They're on top by a half a length over Jasmine, moving into the far turn. Goodies is just in behind them, drafting behind the leaders in third, a length and 3/4 off the lead. Jet Black Jewel gets going on the outside fourth, then Novita Dominga. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Jasmine on the outside. Golden Hope back into second. Here comes to the outside of them, Goodies, and in the center, Jet Black Jewel. Trying to come up the rail is Pentel Bay, but Goodies has forged to the front. Late move coming from Ulysses Rose up into second, but she won't catch Goodies. Goodies under the wire, a clear-cut winner. Ulysses Rose was second, then a photo, Peachy Canyon, Pentel Bay, and Jet Black Jewel.
You can't keep a good man down. And how about that? Goodies. What a trip here by Hector Barrios. This horse trapped. Nice pick here, Simon Bray, but what a great ride by Hector Barrios.
Textbook ride. You're coming out of sprint races. You're always concerned, stretching out. The horse will be a little aggressive. You got him to switch off, sitting in the pocket about 2 lengths off the lead. Got the split turning for home right here, angled out. And if you, like I said, you watched his most recent race, you knew he would finish. Once he got him outside, it was over. So, yeah, this was a nice performance. And I'll take the price. 7-2.
That's a very nice price for a horse who is hovering around 3-1 throughout much of the wagering. So drifts up here, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
They only remember the last one.
And what did I say early in the day? I said, yes, everyone knows him as Simon Bray, but when you come to these parts, they know you as the Lord of the Lawn. Your turf handicapping is your strength. You showed that here. And, you know, on a serious note, with, you know, aside from your great handicapping, one of the things you always espouse, and I think is a great handicapping angle, is 2 sprints to a route.
That's an angle that I love. Horses don't get enough out of 1 sprint stretching out. The odds are against you in that situation. You back it up with back-to-back sprints stretching out. As long as they got the pedigree, they can do it.
You know, and when you look at the results from today, you had a lot of different barns winning, which is good. You had some of the main barns like Peter Miller and Phil D'Amato, who are always contending for training titles, but then you had Debbie Winnick, you had Paula Capestro. So this is a very good start to the 2026 summer meet. And then above all of that, it was safe racing today.
No question about it.
And so, taking this last race, it is the 7 Goodies to conclude our card here on this opening day. And tomorrow, waiting an $80,000 carryover and the pick 6. Simon, this has been a lot of fun. It's been a circuitous route to getting to opening day for me this year, as well as you, but it always delivers. And our thanks to the Del Mar management team for making this day happen for all of us.
Absolutely, no question about that. Pleasure and honor to be here.
That's it from Del Mar. Thank you for watching us on America's Day at the Races on Fox Sports 1. But more to come from Saratoga with Greg Wolf and the crew.
Todd, Simon, Michelle, great job. 7-9, 5-4 here in the finale. Nice call, Simon Bray, who touted goodies here, who takes this nightcap from the get-go when we came on the air here in 2 sprints, stretching out. Phil D'Amato wins here at 7-2 to close out a terrific opening day card.
Yeah, it's opening day. It's wonderful. You get it all summer now over there at Del Mar, and a lot of fun races throughout the year. Really excited about seeing journalism tomorrow come back, see if he can kind of get back on the good side of things.
Indeed. And Paulie, of course, big one tomorrow here at Saratoga. ABR Race of the Week, the Grade 1 Diana, where Chad Brown has won 9 of the last 10 Dianas. He will have 4 of the 7 in the field.
Yeah, and he's going to have a strong hand in there, obviously. And the Duncan Diana, someone's going to be draped with that.
3 of those 4 from Chad Brown. Grade 1 winners. He'll have dynamic pricing. Kathy and Marissa, portfolio duration, and Suggesta as he tries to win in 11th Diana overall. It was the first ever Grade 1 win of his career with Zagora back in 2011. Who would ever thought he'd go on to win 9 more, trying to win his 5th straight, by the way. Race he has completely dominated, and truly this race maybe the most important turf race there is in the country for fillies and mares.
No, absolutely, and it's one that Chad, I know, circles every year. It's a very important one to him. It was very important to his mentor, Bobby Frankel, and that's why he's got 10 of them.
Haskell tomorrow. We'll have live coverage of the undercard. ABR Race of the Week to the Diana, and big day as well for those playing that carryover at Del Mar. What a day, opening day. There's nothing like it down in Southern California. At Del Mar, it's a special afternoon. How about Proletariat and what he did? Stretching out for Jeff Mullins with Kyle Frey aboard, gate to wire in a sharp final time, 1:33.2. We're back with you tomorrow, 12:30 start time on FS2 and 2 to 3 on Big Fox.